Wrong screen. No. God dang. Okay, there. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
I like how Kippy says this every single time. He's just like, I can't hear you on my work. I'm like, why do you keep... Why?
This is really a you problem at that point, Kippy. You know that this is going to be a thing.
Like, exactly. Let me move Book over. Let me move over my son. There you go. And...
Beautiful son.
Yeah, my beautiful son. Hey, Litra. Hello, hello. Yes.
Hey, Litra.
Yes, we got two beautiful girls today. Yes, indeed. I was like listening to the what do you call it, the like the soundtrack of like Les Mis or whatever, and I'm just like, we were like talking in my Discord about it, and I'm like, we were talking about how basically the we were like casting everybody in different roles, and I'm just like, ugh. Oh, I'm drawing Beatrice today. Yes. Yeah. Can you hear her okay? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear everyone okay?
Hello, 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 testing. Can you hear?
Yes.
I hope.
And once again, I don't know where my stuff is. It's probably somewhere stupid, isn't it? Yep.
That's the plan, Lytra. I am also going to be drawing. I'm going to be trying to finish up a piece I did, a doodle of Semi a while back, but you know, ADHD is a real bitch, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, Aqua. But yes, we have a very lovely guest with today's Artside Chat. I feel kind of bad, but like, can I just call you B too? Can I call you B?
Yeah, sure. Beatrix, funny. I answer to many things.
Yes. We have B today. Don't forget to follow her because she's actually really cool. Like, I actually lurk in her streams like all the time. They're so relaxing. I'm just like,
thank you.
I'm just like, man, I just need some calmness today. So I'll just be in like your streams and be like, oh man, this is so nice.
Oh, that's really flattering.
I feel bad that I don't comment more often because I'm just hanging out in there.
You know, it is what it is. What's that motto? It's like lurking is loving, or think. Like, what, at least half of most streamers' audiences are lurkers usually.
Which I love the Lurker Legion. They're like, that's why I call them the Lurker Legion, hanging out in the background. Because like, you know, it's just really nice, you know. Let's see here. So what kind of nice pose should we go for? Mad Dog, I didn't even do anything, but hello. I didn't even do anything today.
She says so, she swears.
Exactly, I'm say so. How dare you? But yeah, we're gonna be having a nice fun time. I'm trying to figure out where's my sketch brush. Is that this? Is this one? Yep. Oh, it's because it's small.
You have a specific brush you like using for sketches?
Like I used to sketch in a darker purple or blue, but I found that with my weird like lilac background, because I don't use white because it hurts my eyes, this weird like almost like magenta pink is really good for sketching for some reason. Like, it's surprisingly good. Like, I'm just like, this is actually really nice here.
Thank you, Lytra.
Oh my god.
Look, Lytra, we know that you like Yuri. You don't have to keep trying to set it up. It's just gotta happen if it happens.
I see people are finding my sound alerts again. Oh dear, I got rickrolled again. Hey, Minnow, hello. How you doing?
Did you hear that that live concert rickroll that happened last week?
No, I haven't heard of that at all. That sounds hilarious.
So apparently there's some sort of big concert event going on. I don't know what it is because I'm a fake music fan despite being a singer for like probably at least 20 years of my life. But apparently one of the groups ended up being, I think it was Oasis that had like surviving members of Nirvana. And for some reason, Rick Astley was also there, and they just improvised a version of Never Gonna Give You Up, but as if it was performed by Nirvana.
That's really funny. It's just like he was just also there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so great. I'm not gonna lie. If I ever knew like Rick Astley, I would just call him like at random intervals, just being like, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" He's just like, "Please stop calling me."
I need a fix. Come on, Rick. Don't leave me dry.
It's like, I need it, man. He's like, fine, only because you pay me every single time I talk to you. I'm like,
oh man, that guy must get, like, if he does one of those cameo program gig things, he must make a fortune off of that.
I'm trying to think of a good pose here. But yeah, I'm not allowed to know any type of celebrity because I would be that weirdo. I would be that weirdo. Do I like this pose? I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Hey there, Night. Adora, hello. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, I had someone else also pop in here.
Hey, Adora.
Hey there.
Adora's a good friend of mine. She is also today going to be celebrating her birthday and debut with the VTube model that I was raking.
Ooh, then happy birthday! Happy birthday! How you doing? I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Okay, I kind of like this one actually. You're gonna be. I'm like, I don't plan anything. I should, do the proper artist thing and thumbnail or whatever. But I never do that.
I have never thumbnailed in my life. Like I think you're probably fine.
Like I'm just like, I should thumbnail, but I never do.
Yeah, like, would it make me better as an artist? Yeah, probably, but it's so much work.
I'm pretty sure you're not. I'm pretty sure I'm older than you, so don't worry. And I am proud of being an old lady. I am like the most glorious raisin, so don't worry, Pat. You're fine.
Oh my God.
I like telling people that because they're like, "You're not old, Sammy." I'm like, "Yes, I am. Like, I am like, look, me old and stinky. I'm not rotting yet." But like, I'm like, look, I am looking forward to being old. I'm looking forward to having my senior discount. I can't wait to go to Piccadilly's and not have them give me the side eye. That's what they call an old restaurant, only for old people around here. You old but also cold. I mean,
I feel that, like, at a certain point you just stop giving a fuck about things. Like, when I first saw people, have you seen Resident Evil 7 before?
Is that the Village one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh wait, no, sorry, 8. But yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I've seen people play it. I know about the Demetrusk lady. The Demetrusk.
There's a character who you first meet, and she just looks like this completely unhinged, over the top old hag. And like, I really hope if I ever get that old looking, I can just like fully embrace the swamp hag lifestyle, Oh man, I can't wait. I'm basically like, the kids in the neighborhood already call me a witch as it is. It is fantastic. What?
They keep calling me a witch.
What is with this neighborhood?
It's so funny, like trees falling down, like the kids keep calling me, because
the crops dying.
The crops are dying.
My pig got a stomach ache last week and must be Sammy again.
Exactly, it is I. I have cursed thy crops. Cause you won't pick up your stupid trash can. But like, they call me that because like, whenever I get like a pizza delivery or anything, or any type of delivery, because I get a lot of deliveries, I have this like weird, okay, it's basically a house robe, but it looks like a cult robe. That's just what it looks like. It just looks like that. It's not, but that's just what it looks like with the dark hood and everything. Don't worry about it. So
okay. And
so whenever I get a delivery, we have this bench in front of our house, and so I always put my hood up, because it's bright outside, and I just kind of skulk out there, get in, then go back in. And so the kids will just see me. And I didn't know they called it like that until I was like in the backyard, doing normal things. And like, they're like, no, like, oh no, we lost the ball. I'm like, I'm just go get it. It's like, no, that's the witch's house. And I'm like, what?
Oh no!
And so I took the ball and I just threw it back. They're like, it's haunted! I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys are like, are you still believing this in this day and age?
Oh.
Oh my god. Hello there, some random Mexican. What are you doing? My muff awakening.
I feel like you've got to lean into that, though. Like, you've got to, like, start learning how to do close-up magic. You've got to, like, get a pet frog or something like that.
We do have a black cat in this house.
Ooh, that's a good start.
Yeah, I love her. She's, like... This cat is just... She is very adorable. She is very chonk. I love this cat. But I also kind of hate this cat. She's not actually mine. She's my roommate's cat, but I'm like... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think she's...
I feel that.
I think the Demetruska I can't do France. Oh,
that's alright. It's some kind of Romanian or something like that.
Yeah, she's from all the way over there. Let's see here. Oh, I think this will be cute.
Apparently, in the extended lore, she's also just like there was just this time, like in the 50s or the 60s, where she just toured Europe as a jazz singer. Like, imagine going to a club in Europe and there's this massive chalk white woman who's just singing jazz at you. I would die.
And the thing is, she's probably still tall, so that'd be funny as crap.
No one noticed, apparently, I guess. I don't know.
They were too distracted by her beauty. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. They were too distracted by her beauty to notice that she was just a really tall woman. Oh my god. Hey, Jean, hello. They rolled very low on knowledge of Arcana. Oh my god. Hey there, DJ Eggy, how you doing? You didn't miss anything. We just started.
Hey, JD. How's it going, JD?
I'm just kind of vibing over here. But I'm just like, every single time anything like that happens, because like I've also been, because I like to burn incense a lot, I've also been told I smell like a witch, so I'm just like, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, okay, because I just unironically just love incense, and I have like an absurd amount of incense in my room. So,
okay.
I gave somebody some paper,
safer
right?
than candles.
Yeah, candles are dangerous. So I gave somebody some paper because he was a drawing friend of mine. I gave her some paper. She starts smelling the paper. I'm like, what is? She's like, it smells like a witch's hut. I'm like, what? What does that even mean?
You have got to ask her what the heck that means.
She's like, it just smells like a witch's hut. I can't explain it. I'm like, try. What is this? I was very upset.
Incredible.
Apparently my room just like smells like a witch's hut. So I'm just like, I'm starting to wonder about this, yeah. Am I gonna have to worry about like, I don't know, am I gonna have to worry about like the Inquisitor or whatever, or the Witch Hunter General? Yeah, that guy. I'm gonna have to worry about the Witch Hunter General showing up in my house down here. Oh my god. There we go. There actually is like this channel that has a Witch Hunter General, and it's like, but it's like that freaking like he's like just a very angry pilgrim, you know. And like I just love the character because he's an exorcist, but he speaks in angry old English, and I'm just like, I am about it.
He's an actual exorcist? Or...
Like, that's his character. His characters is
okay.
This guy has a surprisingly interesting cinematic universe he kind of made to kind of help explain history. You know, because it started with like two soldiers from the Civil War having a debate, and then it just kind of branched out into its own little cinematic universe. Thank you very much, Don Musa. How you doing? And like, it was very funny because what ended up happening is he ended up having this developing plot where like, it was a very interesting commentary, but it basically just kind of more or less pointed out that like somebody turned into like a Nazi or something, and so he summoned the Witch Hunter General.
Wow, okay.
He was just like, devilry. I'm like, what is this? It just got super weird, and I'm just like, I just really like the character because what he does is people will, with the Witch Hunter General, what people will do is they'll send him a questions like, hey, my best friend's like, you know, a Catholic, what do I do? But because he's like from like Puritan, like the Puritan like England, like he would give advice based on Puritan England law, and it was super funny because he's just like, if he's Catholic, he's gonna have to be converted or be like jailed or something. And like almost every single like he's just like, what do I do? My son keeps like won't come home before curfew. He keeps coming home at 10 p.m. And he's like, you know, take a hold of your son and take him to the magistrate in the shire in which ye dwell or whatever. And like I'm just like, oh, what? Like it was so weird. So you just made dinner and you fed your shrimp. Oh yeah, I forgot you do have shrimp, don't you? I remember the shrimp lore from last time.
The shrimp lore?
The shrimp lore! Because, like...
Are you telling me a shrimp has this lore?
Like, you guys are just loving all these sound alerts. I'm not used to hearing my sound alerts so many times, so I'm just like, oh wow, you guys are really loving the sound alerts today. It's adorable. Oh wait, we have a sizable chunk of people here. One second, I have to do the, don't mind me, I'm gonna just butter my chat right quick. Don't pay attention, it's fine. So where did I put my butter? Where did I put my butter?
Butter on the chat. Yep. Chat with the butter on it.
Guess what time it is, chat? Yep, it is time for the buttering. Let's see. Right, touch it. Here you go. Butter, 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 butter.
It looks like you're scrubbing them with soap.
It might as well be soap. Something will be dirty in here. Butter, 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 butter. Okay. Oh, I just love doing that. It's like, they're like, no! It's like, I don't like butter on my skin. It's not unclean, it makes you delicious. I mean, wholesome. Don't worry about it. At least I'm not seasoning you guys.
So, where were you on for a day?
I was unsuspectingly not paying attention, and so like they're like, "Hey, did you know today's war day?" I'm like, "Wait, so I can legally eat people now?" They're like, "Wait, what? No." Because I'm like, look, I understand that some people find it weird, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's for the greater good. Besides, it's not like anybody dies when I eat them or anything, you know? Like, they just end up in my weird little stomach dimension, and then they'll just kind of rematerialize somewhere. Don't worry, it's complicated.
Okay.
Because, like...
Alright, so...
Yep. See, unless it was garlic butter, they don't... Yeah, no, don't worry. Like, look, half the people in my chat have been eaten by me at some point, and as you can see, they're fine. They're all fine. No, Litro, that is not what I do. That's weird. But no, they just kind of like, it's weird Eldritch Dragon rules, don't worry about it. Like, if you get eaten by an Eldritch monster, you just end up in a different dimension for a little while, and then you just kind of like, you know, walk out of a closet or something. Yeah, no, not into that. No.
Wow, I can't believe you put people back in the closet.
Like, sometimes they come out of the closet, sometimes they come out of the pantry. They'll be fine. It's warmer there. Oh, Lord.
I wonder what that would be a metaphor for. Like, if coming out of the closet is like, hey, surprise, I'm gay. What's coming out of the pantry?
Ooh, I don't know. I kind of want that to be a thing, though. I kind of want coming out of the pantry to be a thing. What could it be? Because I'm actually not sure how, like, gay equaled closet. So I'm like, I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, I keep fighting with my Zoom. There we go. But I'm like, because, like, maybe it could be, well, no, because that'd be coming through the front door if you're straight. So you're just coming out through the front door.
Honey, I'm straight.
No! I would be some, like, Reaper Madness reaction, just like, no!
Oh god, it's been so long since I've seen that.
Oh, that's such a funny thing, though. Just coming out of the pantry.
I just love seeing Alan coming, and I also enjoy watching him act.
Yeah, like some stuff is just like the funny thing is like the only reason I know what reefer means is because like a relative of mine literally like burst into my room and being like, Sammy, are you on the reefer? I'm like, the what? No? Like, good. And then they just closed the door.
Jazz cigarettes.
No, the funny thing is, right? That came out of frickin' nowhere. And it turns out my dad has been smoking weed since I was a kid.
And he wasn't sharing?
He wasn't sharing, like, and it was super funny because the same individual found this out like a year ago. So, because the thing is, what he would do was he would just like, you know, smoke around the corner. He just wouldn't do it in the house. But he's been doing this for like, you know, a really, really long time. And I'm like, how did you not notice? It's like, honey, I'm dating your brother. Oh, God. Oh, coming out as a vor enjoyer. That's coming out of the pantry.
Oh, no.
It's like, hello, everyone. I enjoy vor. That's why I was in the pantry.
Call me old-fashioned, but the only gobbling up I would do of a person is gobble, gobble, gobbling up that cock.
Yeah. I'm done. That sounds awful. We're just gonna pretend that coming out of the pantry is just getting a snack. There you go. That's like terrible. Oh Lord. Let's see here. I'm like spending so like it just keeps zooming everywhere. God dang it. Oh my God.
That's pretty much my process too. I think that's fairly authentic so far.
Like I will just like I'm just like zoom. I'm like I need
that
to
was such a good kids show.
Oh my God, Zoom was a really good kids show. Didn't they have like their own weird little language or whatever? You know?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
It was like fancy pig Latin or something. Like it was weird. Whoever has enough money to have a walk-in pantry though, oh my God. Okay, define walk-in pantry because we do have a pantry that we can walk into, but it's the size of a small linen closet. So... Or do you mean like straight up like I used to like live in a walk-in closet, like that was like my actual room. I would just sleep in there on the floor.
I'm sorry?
It was very cozy.
That sounds like questionably illegal household.
I mean, it kind of was, but I'm like, you know what? It was. I had a sleeping bag, had privacy because there was a door. It was great. Those are the days. It was like camping in my house.
Oh God.
To be fair, I actually did share a room like with my sister, but I just didn't feel like it because I'm like you know when you're like a teenager and just like I'm gonna be on my own, so I just claimed the closet like an idiot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was literally one of those where I'm like, oh, I'm actually just stupid. Like I'm just being extra, just being over there. Oh, wait,
so you mentioned Reefer Madness, and earlier you mentioned Les Mis. What kind of musicals are you into?
The only musical I know I've actually watched like completely, I mean, even if there was Yar involved, was Hamilton, and it was like the pocket edit, you know, when someone just smuggled in their phone and did it. Even though there's an official cut, but it was before that.
Honestly, that's the better way to watch it. It feels more authentic.
It does. I just like how they just kind of kept shifting it into their pocket so you still hear everything, but you would just see like the grain through their pocket fabric. It was very funny. But like that's the only one I've seen. But as for like just if I'm just basing off of music without actually seeing anything, I like Be More Chill. I actually like most of the songs for, even though it's kind of awful, but I still like it. Let's see.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
There's two versions of it. There's the older version that had the sexier sounding Robot Man, and the newer one that the Robot Man sounds like Ted from Bill and Ted's Radical Adventure.
That's an interesting little patch note in that musical.
It was very weird.
We have removed the sexiness from the robot.
They did, because
in this latest content patch.
And everyone was very upset about it. And I'm just like, look, like, if it's like, but the thing is, I would definitely believe that Ted from Bill and Ted was nice and then slowly became evil versus the obviously evil yet sexy robot man, you know? You can definitely tell he's evil. So I'm just like, yeah, you know, because it's literally about this kid who's like, he's a nerd and he wants to be popular, so he gets this weird evil Tylenol pill from Japan that fits.
Okay.
Okay, I warn you now, me describing anything is always going to be terrible. But
okay.
So
I'm here. I'm listening.
So he gets this who did that? Dang it, Leader. He's like, get on with it. But basically he gets this evil Tylenol pill from Japan that you stick it in Mountain Dew and you drink it and it activates it. And it basically puts this little computer in your brain, and it just kind of emotionally abuses you into becoming a better person.
Oh.
And like, because he's just like, he wants to not, because it's like, you know, high school for, I guess, the Northwest or something, because I'm sorry, but like, a lot of these high school dynamics that is in popular media, I don't understand because my school was too ghetto to be like that. So I don't even know what a hall pass is, you know? We didn't have that because we were too poor to have a hall pass, you know?
You just asked to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you just go. I mean, you ask and then the teacher says no and then you sneak out. But, like, my school was so ghetto that, like, my, like, one of my parents was, like, a secret hall monitor. It was like a horror movie. It was so great.
Oh my god.
It was funny. Like whenever like my cousins talk about it, they talk about like they sound like they're like talk about playing a horror game with like freaking sneaking challenges, because that's how it was dealing with my parents.
My god.
Because they're like, we should discipline the kids ourselves, or we should just call that one psychotic parent they have to deal with them. And I'm just like, yep. But I was an expert at avoiding, so I never got caught. But anyway. But like, so like he's like, yeah, I'm a nerd, and high school, I want to be popular because of this one girl who's very cute. I actually like the female lead. Her name's like Christine Caligula or whatever, Canigula, whatever. But like, she's really cute, and so he's like, he wants to be with her, and she's a theater kid, you know?
Oh, no.
He's like, but I can't.
That was his first mistake.
Yep, that was his first.
As a theater kid, theater kids are the fucking worst to have as partners.
She's lovely, though. I love her. Because she's just oblivious the entire freaking musical.
Oh, no.
She has no idea. And so it's like him and his friend, like Michael, they're both losers, and he's just like, you know, he's like, Michael, I want to be better than a nerd. I want to be a cool guy. And he's just like, or you could be a loser with me, yay! And he's like, no.
I thought about it.
And hello. See, I was at the good school in town. Oh, but the window still had bolt holes, and the kids threw a chair out of the cafeteria window. Ooh, dude, did you have a fight every day like mine did? It was like WWE in there. It was ridiculous. But so yeah, he gets the evil Tylenol pill, and because one of his bullies is like, oh hey, I used to be like you except shorter, but if you get this not evil pill from Japan, it'll make you cool like me. And I'm like, and so he gets it, and then it's just it basically download after like hijacking his body. It's like, you know, hey, I'm like basically Bill and Ted, and that's my default mode, but I will make you awesome. He's just like, but how? And he's just like, just follow my instructions.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry about it. Just
shut up. Don't worry about it.
He's like, don't worry about it. Just obey my every order. And so he ends up in some very dubious situations because of this emotionally abusive evil robot in his brain. Like, I mean, he gets a girlfriend that's not Christine, but somebody else. Her name is Brooke. She's very cute. But then it's like, then he's like, but because the thing is in his brain, it literally can actually just force him to do stuff, including ignore his best friend, you know? And his friend's like, why haven't you talked to me all day? He's like, oh, it's because I forced you to ignore him. He's just like, and then he has an entire musical number about how he kind of hates himself. So he's just like, fine, I will give myself over to my weird robot overlord in my head. And the other guy just sings about being lonely in the bathroom. He's like, no, my best friend left me for the robot. I'm just like, what is this musical?
My best friend left me for his imaginary robot friend.
Yep. He's like, no, I'm gonna be replaced by the robot. He's gonna be cool, and I'm gonna be a loser hiding in the bathroom, and the house gets burnt down. I'm just like, oh, what? Oh, okay.
Okay.
What is happening?
That really just went off left field.
It's a very left field kind of musical. I'm just like, am I like, again, I haven't seen the musical. This is just going off of the music, all right? So there's apparently dialogue in between I don't care about. But I'm just like listening to this thing and I'm just like, I like it just because it's so bonkers. It's a very bonkers, like, the evil Tylenol pill from hell literally takes over the school, and it's just really funny because they're still singing about it. Like, what is happening? Like, this just gets, I don't know, I can't even imagine how this thing actually looks if you're just watching all these people do stuff, you know? But I'm like, seeing the entire school get taken over by evil Tylenol pills is very fascinating. It's very fascinating. Because I like that one. I also like, I need to actually like watch musicals, but those things are expensive though. Was cool.
Yeah, there's honestly a couple of good ways to get around it. One place that I didn't actually know you could get this stuff pretty easily was I don't know if you've got one of those Roku TV things.
I got one for free, but I don't know where it is. But I could utilize it.
Yeah, apparently, like they put a few decent, at least from what I saw, a few decent musicals on that. Like that's how I finally got to see Heathers.
Oh my god, Heathers is so good. Like, Heathers is so weird. I love it though. Like, I really love my dead gay son. Oh lord, that thing's gonna send me to the underworld.
I love.
Like, it's just so bad. Like, I actually really like dark humor. Not the, you know, we're being edgy for the sake of edgy dark humor, but the dark humor that's like actually has a point. You know. Like, I just like just how bad that thing got. Where I'm just like, man, that girl's gonna get traumatized if she ever. She's like, I'm just like, because like one thing I always like to imagine is like, can you imagine what some of these people's lives must have been like when like after high school, you know, after they did all this traumatic crap, like the guy she loves blows up, so like,
yeah, that alone is probably not great. I gotta say, it's probably not great.
And I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot even like imagine like her trying to like, she'd be traumatized to crap after that. Like, oh god. It's like, oh yes.
I will say though, that has probably some of my at the moment favorite songs, that favorite show tunes, especially like I think it might, no, it wasn't the reprise. I was made to be yours. I was meant to be yours.
Yeah.
Like the villain song for JD at the near the end of the second act is. Yeah. I get chills every time I hear that. It's such a good villain song.
It really is. I like that song. I also really like Dead Girl Walking. I actually really like the song, even though it makes me kind of ask questions like, you know, this is definitely a crime, but okay. You know? But like, it was. Yeah. But I'm like, you know, it was a suspension. It was in the 80s or whatever. But I like Dead Girl Walking. I also like just the initial song where they're just singing about Heathers. Like, there's that, I like that one line where like the one guy, like the one kid is talking about like, you know, kidnapping one. And I'm just kind of like,
just leaving her for the rats in a warehouse.
Exactly. I'm like, what?
And then, okay, let's just gloss past Jim.
And no one even says anything about it. And I'm just like, okay, kiddo. Like, what is this? Yeah, Candy Store is also good. Like, they have just so many good songs in that. I like that one. I liked Dear Evan Hansen. I like most of the songs at the beginning more than the songs at the end, because it got a little weird at the end. But I like the one where, like, I like the one where they're basically all like angry singing it. singing at Evan, even though I think that's actually just his imagination, because again, I never actually saw the musical, just listened to the soundtrack. But I think like, what was it, like Requiem is a really nice song, because it's literally talking about like, look, just because like you're dead doesn't mean I have to forgive you for being a jerk. You know?
That's a good point.
Like that,
That's a good message.
Yeah. You know, just because, like, because I'm like, I've had someone in my life who, I mean, they did pass on, but you know what? That doesn't mean that erases their terrible assholery, you know?
Yeah, it's like, look, I know the whole thing about don't speak ill of the dead, but also maybe before you're dead, don't live a life that is worth having shit on, getting shit on for.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't be an asshole while you're alive first.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about just random musicals, Aqua. Like just random musicals. Like all these songs I've listened to on YouTube. So because I cannot be bothered.
Have you? This is one of my favorite like cult classic shows. Have you seen Repo the Genetic Opera?
No, but it sounds great.
So it is okay. Let's see. All right, so it is a rock opera, sci-fi dystopian thriller. It stars the main character is played by the girl from Spy Kids, the big sister.
Oh, okay.
Her dad is played by Anthony Michael Head, aka Giles from Buffy. There's also a supporting role. What's her name? I think it was. Let's see.
Alexa Vega?
Yes, Alexa Vega. That's the one.
Okay, that's what Dora said. Thank you.
There's also oh god, I can't remember her name. She played Christine in the first Broadway production of Phantom of the Opera. She plays an opera singer. There's like actual opera singers. There's also, because she was the producer and like the reason the movie got made in the first place, Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton plays a major role in it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But it is a wild show. It's just the whole concept is like a future where because of big plagues of illness and massive organ failure, they had to start developing new, like, not homegrown, but like new artificially grown replacement organs. And like, okay, well, if you can't afford it, we have this payment plan set up where you can just pay in installments. If you miss an installment, though, we do have the repo man who is going to come and reclaim the product.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
Yeah, so it's very much kind of like a slasher, yeah.
Still pretty legit though.
Yeah.
I think Paris Hilton contributed more to society than Elon. Oh no! Oh my god. Oh lord, Elon doesn't contribute anything except for pain and annoyance. But that sounds really interesting though. Like, just like, oh, I could just like imagine how like, and it's a musical too. That must be super interesting to watch. Yee. Oh, thank you very much for the care combo, and thank you very much for lurking. I shall, oh god, ow. I shall stretch. My posture sent me a check, and I drank some water. Yay. It's great. I've been to the shadow cast for it. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was, when we were talking about... Les Mis, because like I tend to listen to like the same thing over and over again for months on end. So like when I was listening to like Les Mis, like my favorite character is literally like I have two favorite characters. Like I kind of like everybody low key, but like my favorite characters is like Javert and like the freaking evil couple the evil scamming couple. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
No, I feel that. Like, one of them is really fun because, like, he's like a character who was made to be in like some sort of cop procedural that against his will is begrudgingly found into this like romantic sweeping epic of political movements, and then they're just having fun. They're like, just here, they're robbing people.
And I'm like, he's just so
great time.
Like he's just, but he like, and I'm like, I know I'm supposed to hate him, but like, he kind of makes everything really fun in this thing. Everyone's being dramatic and serious, and he's just like, I'm robbing corpses. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm just sitting there, like, and I like Javert because he's just insane. Where he's like, I will be fixated on this one dude for literally years because of my really weird, rigid belief system. And I'm like, bro. Like, so much so where he's just like, wait, this guy isn't actually the scum of the earth? Well, I can't live in this world if that's the truth.
Well, that's my wife calling me. Let me just walk off this roof.
I'm just like, bro. It's like he wanted to prove a point. He's just like, no, I refuse to live in a world where this criminal is not a bad person. Ugh. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with me?
I wish I could remember where I heard it, but there was a cover of the song that he sings right before he dies, the one about stars. But it was sung by someone in like this deliberately super heavy Boston accent, so it was stars, multitudinous wonder.
Look, like weird covers of things. Like I have the Waluigi cover of One Day More.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I'm like, why did they make this? Why did they make this?
And like they could have stopped at any point. They could have stopped at any point, and it still would have been something notable. But they went the whole full mile.
They did, and I'm just like, this is the type of dedication I look for. This right here. This is art.
Truly.
I was just like, oh god, my tastes are so weird. Like, that's whenever I like DM my friends anything, they're like, this is either gonna be really funny or really cursed or both. Like, oh, it's so great.
Yeah, I mean, they still pick up, so, like, I guess that means you've got a decent group to work with.
Like, I would literally be like, hey, look, I feel like my poor Discord gets, like, inundated with a lot of stupid. I'll just put it that way, because they'll be like, yes, one of these days. Like, it's like, they're waiting for, like, the sexy mommy that is just, and they just get a trolling aunt instead, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just like, oh, well, you guys signed up. I tried to warn you. You signed up for this. I tried to warn you, man.
You were literally watching the stream. That's the only way you could have gotten here. I don't know what you were expecting.
Exactly. I literally throw butter at people. Exactly. I'm like, well, look here now. I tried. I tried my best to warn you. You know? But no. Okay, this is turning out really cute. I'm loving this so far.
Cool.
It's adorable looking. I just like how, like, round your eyes are.
Well, thank you.
Like, they're just so cute.
I made them myself.
Like, they're just so cute. Let's see, I still have butter on my everything. Don't worry, it's for the greater good.
Just take a bath in this
exactly
warm, beef-flavored brown liquid. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just hang out in the pot. It's fine. Me and my hazmat suit, because Aqua's used to it. Oh my god, I was reading, because sometimes, every once in a while, I will read a classic novel, like, but I'm kind of careful about it, because, like, ever since I tried to read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that is the most boring book I have ever read. I swear to fucking God. And it's not even that long. It's not that long. It's a very short novel, and I could only get to like 2/3 of it before I just burnt my copy. It was like 99 cents, but I hated it because it was so freaking boring.
Honestly, valid. Like, I appreciate it because he made the pun. He realized his character was named Mr. High, and he's like, oh well, let's just be all clever and. All right, then I shall be Mr. Seek. And I also appreciate that it's like, okay, well, Victorian Englishmen will literally dissociate into a magical, evil alter ego rather than literally just admitting they have kinks and sexuality.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, bro, are you, like, because I had to look up a summary of it because it was just too insufferering to me. I'm like, you need to tell me, because I'm like, it just sounds like he's just kind of gay. Like, it just...
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Like, it just sounds like he's gay, and there's literally, like, no women in this book, so what are you worried about, dude? Oh, God, me in circles. I'm gonna, like, God dang it. Ah! Oh, Lord, I remember, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Come on. Nope. Okay.
I usually just use the shortcut trick for circles like that.
I try not to because I'm like, I am an adult, and I'm like, no.
But you could also just make big circle dot and then just put a little circle cut out in there.
Like, no. Alas. Oh well. Let's see here. We're gonna shrink this by. Let's shrink by 15. Yeah, that's fine. That should do it. Delete. Okay. But like, I was like, but I like. It's not all classics because I can't say that, but like, I like a lot of classics though. Like, I still read like Alice in Wonderland at a hilariously like all the time. Like both Looking Glass and Wonderland, because those are two different books. But see, I reckon. Oh wait, sorry, release the. Oh, I forgot. Dang it! I always forget to turn that on. Ah, 1 second. Sorry, Kibby. I keep forgetting to turn on the my TTS. Let me turn that on. Because I forgot again. But like, but I do like me some. I just really like the Alice in Wonderland and the Looking Glass. It's just very fun to read for me. That and all of as much of the HP mythos as I can, with the exception of one book in particular, because I keep the racism shows at maximum in there, and I'm just like,
Oh my gosh, there's so many that could be, but I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say the horror at Red Hook.
Close, but the one that I hate the most is actually Rats in the Walls. Just because he literally names the cat a slur.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You literally could have named your cat anything, bud.
I'm like,
you made up a bunch of random shit. You made up the word Nyarlathotep. You could have just named your cat Nyarlathotep.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God dang it, Howard. Like, ugh.
Semi-release the butter.
There you go. But like, I just, and the things like, I 1 second, butter. Anyway, but like the thing is though, I like, because I have to like explain to people, like, I like H.P. Lovecraft, but I don't like anything he writes because his actual writing is very stupid. It is. People are like, oh, he's a literary man. No, he's not. Have you read any of his stories? I have, constantly, for years. I have a problem. But, like, God, he's so bad. He's like,
The best thing he did, I think, was just setting up the shared universe, and, like, most of the really good stuff was just made by other people using the concepts.
Yeah, honestly. Like, he basically, his world building is kind of the only good thing he ever did, you know? Because the world building is really good. Like, not many people realize that Rats on the Walls and like, he didn't write it, but someone else did, like, but like the Mound are actually connected to each other in a really interesting way. Because they both actually talk about the same place. So he's really good at world building. It's just anything else is garbage. Like everything else, the way he writes is garbage. His plots are garbage. His freaking characters are garbage. Everyone's like, "Ah, yes, cosmic horror." I'm like, this is not cosmic horror. This is a scientific cautionary tale. He hates science. That is what he keeps trying to tell people. You know? Because if most of these freaking protagonists didn't try to do the science, they would have been fine. Like, the sheer amount of times where they're like, I remember I ranted about this before, where I was talking about how, like, the stupid Necronomicon being the rarest book, but they be tripping over that crap in the Walmart bathroom.
Yeah. Why are there so many copies?
They are literally everywhere. They'll be like, yes, I walked into my grandmother's, like, sewing room, and there it was, on the table, the dreaded Necronomicon. I'm like, what the f*** is it doing there?
Hey, Grandma! What the fuck is this weird book doing here? It looks like Grandpa.
Wait, what is this? Like, every single time. Like, if there was, like, maybe if they, because he almost I think it's because he keeps forgetting what the other books are called. Because there's like the Necrotic manuscripts, which are technically cooler than Necronomicon, but they're harder to say. But like, they'll be like, every single time I'll be like, and it's the dread, I'm like, Necronomicon. I'm like, yes. Like, it's the freaking Necronomicon. I hate that book. You know? And like, so many of the stories are just, don't pick up the evil book, boys. Like, that's all it ever is. It's just, hey guys, don't pick up the obviously evil book.
It's honestly really easy. If I saw a book made out of human skin, I would simply just not touch it.
Well, the thing is like, even there's like multiple versions of it, because like the cool version is covered in, you know, human skin, but most of even the translations are evil, you know? Like, just, I guess they just are because of literature, I don't know. But, like, so they'll be like, oh, the Greek version is also evil. Like, because basically the Arab version is the OG, that's the one that's gonna straight up curse you. Then there's, like, the English version that most people technically have access to that still causes mayhem by reading it. Reading is bad, kids. Reading Rainbow lied. Like... And I'll be like sitting here being like, you know, and like, and because the people it's never some unwitting weirdo who stumbles upon the Necronomicon. It's always someone who knows exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's also kind of weird.
Like, I'm just like, it'd be one thing if like some random person's like, oh, what is this weird book? And then they look through the Necronomicon, that's weird. But it's always like, they just see it. It doesn't even have a cover on it or anything. It'll literally just be this random book with a bunch of other random books, and it'll be like, and there it is on the shelf, the Necronomicon. I'm like, how do you even know that? Like, how do you always know that? So gamers don't yeah, probably. The Necronomicon is an eldritch entity by its own. It means can. I mean, I guess. But like the Necronomicon doesn't actually do anything most of the time. It's just reading it that tends to give people weird knowledge, and then they're like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, and it doesn't even really drive people mad. Like that's purely something that they just added as like a game balancing thing for the tabletop.
Yeah, because as someone who reads the novels way too frickin' much, like, people will just stumble upon it, and then they just know that there's evil in there, because all it does is just tell you about all the weirdness that exists, or whatever, you know? Like, that's all it does, you know? Like, the only stories that actually kind of, like, where it kind of happens to unwitting people, usually, is, like, The Color Out of Space is one of the few, it's actually my favorite, yeah, my number one favorite actual straight up cosmic horror is actually the color from space, because that's one of the few times where someone's not looking for stupid trouble, you know? Like, that's one of the few times where the person has no idea what's going on, there's no mention of the dreaded frickin' Necronomicon, and people get screwed over because they're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know? That's
also something that I think it's such a great point that I feel like Lovecraft could not have possibly understood when he was writing it. The idea of like, oh, here's this middle-class white guy going, oh, the scariest thing in the world would be if the things that are truly in charge of our universe don't know that we even exist. They aren't aware of us at best, or at worst, they're actively malevolently negligent and uncaring. It's like, oh, every single person who's a member of a minority group reading it. Oh, you don't say. Huh.
Exactly. And I'm just kind of like, Howard, my brother in spice, you need help. You know, like,
oh, he was very white. He would not have been able to do any spice.
Man.
Year one. Not Binnerly, this semi-person is so freaking beautiful.
Oh my God.
Also, hi chat.
Hi,
Year
balls.
one. Not Binnerly,
Oh.
this semi-person is so freaking beautiful. Also, hi chat.
Oh, my thing is on double speak again. Whatever. We're just, you know what? We're just gonna ignore it. It's just gonna happen twice. It'll be fine. Anyway. But
If you do want to try a good subversion of Lovecraft's really rancid shit, there was a reimagining of the horror at Red Hook, written by black author Victor LaValle, called The Ballad of Black Tom, where it's just from the perspective of this just street musician who's like sort of being pulled into the schemes that are going on in the horror at Red Hook, but he's also very aware that, hey, I'm kind of expendable here. Let's not have that happen. Let's just kind of try and work around that.
Like, I would definitely check that out, because like there's so many cool concepts though. But he's so focused on like degeneracy. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Oh yeah, the lurking fear. I'm like, okay, every single time I read the lurking fear, I understand, because Howard is a bigot. He did not intend for this to be a almost gay romance, but it totally could be though. It really could be. Like, you could
totally, and it should.
Like, you could literally just reimagine like the lurking fear as like a gay horror romance, because, well, you got this dude, right? And he goes into the mountains to find the lurking fear with two very sexy, muscular dudes that are described as such, you know? And I'm just like, Howard, are you okay? Like, this is kind of weird, Howard. Is this what, did you like drop your guard or something? You know?
I think though that is actually like a thing though. Like, I know it was I know it was Ernest Hemingway, and I think it might have been with H.P. Lovecraft, where hello.
Oh, thank you. Hey there. Hey, Nico, how you doing? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome. Well,
Hey.
Raider, but hey, how you doing? I got a little surprised there. Hello. We're talking about Lovecraft today, kind of. Let's see.
But
yes.
I think that if I'm remembering right, I think there might have actually been like letter correspondence between those two authors where Lovecraft was trying to get like an outside opinion on if he had normal looking junk.
Oh. Yeah, I can definitely see that being a thing.
I think I might be misremembering this. I desperately hope that I don't, because I want to live in the world where H.P. Lovecraft sent a dick pic to Ernest Hemingway being like, hey, bro,
well, it's like,
be real with me. Is this good? Is this good?
Instead of Lurking Fear, gay horror edition, you got the horror movie They Them. Oh god. I was talking about dragons, so it all works out. Yeah. But like, I was like, I read this thing and I'm just like, yeah. Because not only does his two sexy burly dudes get murdered by the monster or something. Well, no. One gets murdered and one just gets carried off, I guess.
Okay.
And so he's looking for him, and I'm just like, I know I'm not supposed to interpret this as him looking for his boyfriend, but it kind of sounds like it is, you know? And so he's trying to find his not boyfriend, you know? And then he meets another guy who he just spends a lot of time with researching for a while.
Okay.
And I'm like, Howard? Is this like a secret yaoi that you just forgot what this was or something? Like, I mean, but with it being like, you know, HP, he doesn't know how to write romance to save his life, but I think this is as close as it got, you know? And I actually cannot remember for life of me the guy if the second boyfriend dies or not, because I just kept calling him his boyfriend. He just discovered that, you know, oh no, these weird creatures are actually just incestuous gorilla people. And I'm like, oh, of course they are. Howard. Like, because I don't call him Lovecraft half the time, I just call him Howard. But
it's wild also, though, like, how so much of the horror is derived from, like, what's obviously, like, him casting race theory in a fantasy lens, but, like, how much of that, he couldn't have possibly known how much of that would just be completely co-opted by monster fuckers too.
Yeah. You see, I do have a question. Will you draw a B as an Eldritch, even as I mean, I could draw a B as an Eldritch if B wanted to be an Eldritch. I guess I don't know.
I'm alright either way. Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. I want to finish this because it looks super cute. But like, but like, I just read so much of it where, like, I still cannot get over the fact that he villainizes air conditioning. But, like...
Yeah! He's so scared of air conditioning.
He's like, what do you mean you can change the temperature inside of your own home? What is this sorcery? And I'm like, Howard, it's air conditioning. Come on!
You lived in Long Island, Howard. You needed this.
Like, I know he could never have I know he could never survive just having a black friend, but I kind of want to be his weird black friend. Like, I just kind of want to just, like, keep it, like, I don't even care. He could even stay a bigot, but I just want him to have just a random black friend.
I feel like that role was almost kind of like spiritually fulfilled a little bit by his wife, who was actually Jewish too. Yeah. So it's like, hey, hon, could you maybe shut the fuck up? Actually, Howie.
Yeah, I'm just like, buddy. Like, I'm just like, like,
you were racist by 1920s standards. That's so racist.
Because people are like, well, that's how it was back then. I'm like,
no,
first of all,
back then, people were baffled by how racist this guy was.
Exactly, because his racism also included white people, so that's why people were just like, no, his, like, racism literally was like, it was like he even hated white people. You had to be, like, literally walking mayonnaise for him to even tolerate you.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just reading some of these being like, buddy, what is this? Like, everyone's like, oh, Cthulhu. I'm like, you do realize that the most prominent story with Cthulhu is that it's him getting hit in the face with a boat, right?
Yeah. That's such a... I love how he's made out to be this big, super threatening, ominous force, when in reality, like, he's just this big, sleepy idiot that got bonked on the head, and, well, I guess I'll go back to sleep then.
Exactly! I'm like, what y'all talking big game about Cthulhu? He literally just wakes up, peeks outside of his house, gets smacked with a boat, and then just goes back to sleep.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I would also go back to sleep if I was just hit by a boat.
Yep, and I'm like, oh my god. Or like, what was it? Like, Dagon is like, a guy gets shipwrecked in Slime City, finds a giant fish man literally hugging a gigantic obelisk or something, decides to somehow leaves, is convinced giant obelisk hugger has found his house and is gonna throw himself out the window. I'm like, Howard, what is this?
Oh man.
Everyone's like, it's so frightening. I'm like, Like I watched this documentary about it where the guy just calls Dagon like Johnny Tuna. And I'm like, he is Johnny Tuna. Like, Dagon doesn't even do anything. He's just like, you literally just catch Dagon at church and like you're acting like it's a big deal. He's hugging a gigantic, like, he's just hugging a giant statue. And he's like, oh, this is so maddening. I'm like, he's not even doing anything. He doesn't even know you're over there, bro. I'm too tired for this shit. Oh, God. Oh, thank you very much, Skills Witch. Thank you. Thank you very much for the bits. I greatly appreciate it. But I'm like, just all the stories are just, when you boil them down to what they actually are, they're always really stupid. Like I love Haunter of the Dark, but that one was basically made of, bro, don't go in there. Like, this guy literally spends like months trying to find an evil church, finds the evil church that has a monster in it, and then instantly regrets finding the monster.
What did you think was gonna happen?
Exactly. I'm like, what did you? I'm like, bro, and not only that, but this is the one that kind of made me kind of like realize that the Necronomicon is literally in every single bathroom in New England or whatever, you know? Because
I mean, to be fair, as someone who has lived in New England for most of her life, that is true.
Mm-hmm. Where I'm just like, he's like, oh wow, I finally made it into the haunted church or the evil church or whatever. That like,
oh no, there's evil in this church.
He's like, I find this dude who's just, I find the remains or the bones of this dude who has a hole in his skull. That's weird. Oh, he's next to a shelf full of evil books. That's weird. I'm gonna go further inside. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I understand that black people are not allowed to exist in this daggone universe outside of weird cultists or something. But y'all, what is wrong with y'all? Who goes into, like, this guy has a hole in his brain? That's peculiar.
Oh my God.
Whatever. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like, how do you do that? And then he's like, oh no, this thing is literally called the Haunter of the Dark. Oh no. What do you mean it lives in darkness? Oh no. And I'm like, oh, God dang it. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm like, protagonist kun, what is this?
Oh no.
Like, there's that one. The one story I actually straight up hate though is called like The Hound. You know? I hate that. I actually hate that story because he literally uses some gigantic hound almost every other frickin' paragraph. Where I'm like, sir, like, and this is another one where there's a weird kind of, but not really gay couple living together being weird, and I'm just like, because it's like, yep, there's just two guys living together, getting into the occult.
Guys being dudes. What's better than this?
Yeah, two guys being dudes, getting into the occult together, having a lovely lifestyle, and I'm like, you know, if the stupid hound wasn't a part of this would totally be a really cute yaoi. Except they're just, you know, I mean, it would still be a horror because they're running away from some gigantic hound, but I'm just like, which they kind of just, his protagonists are very stupid. Like, they are very stupid. They're like, I see that apparently, like, because they'll be like, I have found a corpse that has this random amulet on it. I'm gonna take the amulet. I'm like,
Are you, bud?
I'm like, why are y'all so stupid? Why are y'all so stupid? Like, I don't understand. They're like, yeah, we're gonna, and then they're gonna be like, oh no, it's like we're being chased by some gigantic evil bat dog, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, we're talking about H.P. Lovecraft. And I'm talking about the story, The Hound, where he literally just talks about a hound over and over again. That's actually just a giant bat, but whatever. He doesn't know about like biology either. Science, biology, air conditioning.
That's the dog that lives in geometry, right?
Oh wait, no, that's the Hounds of Tindalos, which, like, that wasn't written by him. But my favorite part about it is at the very end, the guy, you know how the protagonists of these things like to write out how crazy they are. He literally writes, literally writes the scream on his note. And I'm like, are you serious? You are being eaten alive by weird eldritch dogs from beyond geometry, and you gotta write out the H's? Like, my buddy.
I just love that we live in a world where there's such respect for writers that they will be murdering you. They will. That's non-negotiable, but they will be very polite about it and wait for you as you're narrating your own death.
Exactly, and I'm just like, what is this?
Oh gosh.
Like, the Hounds of Tantalus is so... I kept calling it... I kept misreading it as Hounds of Tenderloin, but eventually I figured it out. But I'm like... What? Like, and I'm just sitting here being like, this entire genre is so freaking weird, you know? Like, I like that one. What's another one? A Whisper in Darkness, the protagonist for that one is also really stupid, you know? He spends, like, almost a year talking to this old man, which... Also, I really think Howard really just had a thing for old dudes. Like... Like, I think that's why people didn't realize that he might have been the gay, because he just has a thing for really older men. Because, like, they show up in his stories a lot, to a really weird degree. Like, a lot of his heroic protagonists that don't die are just older dudes.
No, fair, I guess.
And I'm just like the guy who stops Wilbert Whately's brother, I don't know if the kid ever got a name. I called him Peanut, but I don't know if he ever got a name, but the guy who stopped that thing was an old man, and there's like an old man that shows up in another story too. But I'm just like, Howard, do you just like older dudes? I mean, if you do, that's fine, you know. But I just kind of notice a pattern here, you know. Like, it's okay to have a type. It's all right, but you can just tell people it's okay. It's okay, Howard. I believe in you. As if you can hear me. He would be spinning in his grave if he found out I was reading. He's just like, oh no! This wasn't for you! And I'm like, take that, Howard! Vengeance!
Rubbing my degenerate gay little hands all over his work.
Exactly. And even worse than that, I'm giving him critique.
Oh.
Take that, Howard! Oh God, I'm going to hell. Oh, I need to stop picking on him, but even though he's dead.
I think you're good. You're fine.
So it's
Lovecraft reparations.
Yes. Oh wait, does Tolkien do that too? Does he do weird? Because I have never actually read the Lord of the Rings or any of its subsidiaries. So I have no idea what weirdness Tolkien got up to. Because it's during my favorite time of history where everyone just excused all the rampant racism because it was just the way it was back then. I hate that phrase so much. It's like,
I remember hearing, like, at least from some friends who were reading it, that like he wrote one of the books without really thinking too much about what dwarves could be interpreted as. And then someone pointed out to him after the fact, like, hey, you realize you wrote just like an entire race of Jewish people in this, right? And he's like, oh fuck, okay. Writes the freaking, what was it? The Frodo, not Frodo. What was?
Gimli?
The one before the Lord of the Rings, but
the Hobbit.
I think it's written after. Yeah,
the Hobbit. Yeah. I rather like the Hobbit, even if it's a little weird. It's a little bizarre. Because I'm just like, I'm used to like the weird Rankin Bass version, not the sexy movie version. You know. I remember I was like ranting the other day saying like Bilbo like made us dragons look kind of stupid. You can't just go up into some dragon's house and steal all his crap. What is wrong with you? That's rude.
I mean, to be fair, it was Benedict Cumberbatch. I think that's a fair. That's a victimless crime.
Yeah, I mean he is very robbable. He deserves it. But if it was any other dragon, then no. I do like the Rankin Bass version. Like I just like their style because everybody looks like they're made of raisins. For some reason, like they do. They just look like they're just a bunch of weird raisin people.
How could you say something so controversial yet so true?
Like I just love their studio because they also did which people didn't believe me. I'm like, they also did the first iteration of Thundercats, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you can tell because they're also made of raisins. Oh, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you. But I'm just kind of like, because I didn't know that at first, because I also have a mild obsession with Rankin Bass because of all their terrible holiday specials. Like, which that reminds me, chat, when the time comes, just remember, in Discord I will be bombarding you all with Rankin Bass yet again. I know we had Jack Frost last year, there shall be more.
Every December you just have to watch the entire Rankin Bass film library.
Yes, that's just a price we're gonna have to just pay. Because because I made them watch, what was it, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I believe. Yeah, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which was one of those, the origin of Santa Claus, but not the cool fantasy one. It was the stupid one, where the lady just has a weird musical number by a fountain that's completely different from the rest of the music in the entire special. Like, everyone else is like, oh yeah, nice little jingles, and she's just like, contemporary 70s. I'm like, what is this? What is happening? What's happening?
Mother, can I have butter toasts? I'm getting hungry hearing you talk about HP book cookies.
Yes,
Mother,
honey.
can I have butter toasts? I'm getting hungry hearing you talk about HP book cookies.
Oh my god, why is it on here twice? It's probably something. It's probably because I actually do have it on here twice, but alas, whatever. But yes, you can. But but the other thing, but like Jack, the thing that was so funny about Jack Frost though, is that it's like one of those, like, this is why like shrimps are bad, he literally just is like, wow, I'm Jack Frost, I'm doing Jack Frost things, and then this girl who's like, she's like a heroin chan, she ain't got no personality, and she's just like, oh no, I got in some ambiguous danger, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna save her using my weird winter magic. And she's like, wow, that was weird. Thank you, Jack Frost. I love you. And he's just like, oh my god, she loves me. I'm gonna stop doing my job and try to become human to marry her.
Oh no.
And then Father Winter, who's basically just God in this world, is just like, he's like, Jack, what are you doing, slack? And he's just like, Father Winter, I want to marry this random woman I've like never noticed before. And he's just like, Jack, you literally have one job. And he's like, but I want to get married, sir. And he's just like, okay, how about this? I'm gonna give you 3 impossible things to do, and if you achieve these 3 impossible things, you can become human and marry this weirdo. And he's just like, awesome. He's like, but I can't trust you because I designed you to be an idiot, so I'm gonna literally get these 2 people who are way more responsible, even though they also have very important work to do, to help you in your endeavor. And so Jack literally drags these 2 people who want nothing to do with his stupid shenanigans into this, He goes down there as a handsome blonde young man, and just kind of becomes a freeloader on this girl's family, And the thing is, this girl is from a village that's so poor, and when I say poor, as in they have, the only money you see has been stolen by the weird tyrant guy. This guy had like a penny in his shoe, and the guy smelled it from like 3 miles away and came and stole it. Like, this place is so poor, they don't have money until the winter so they can turn the icicles into coins so that they can have commerce.
What the fuck? They have ice-based currency?
They have ice, and that's not the worst of it. You know what they do because it's a Christmas special. It's a Christmas special. You know what they give each other for Christmas?
Ice?
No! They have every household has an empty box where they sing about what they pretend to give each other, and they pretend to get their perfect present.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
They literally sing about how, oh wow, this is what I've always wanted. Yay! And you just kind of have to pantomime and pretend that you got whatever. And each household just has this empty box that they literally, you don't get to keep the box either. No. That's just the box of the household. That's just how poor these people are.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's really bad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, like these people are so freaking poor. Like, they can't even use the freaking ice money to give each other Christmas presents.
What's the point of the ice money then?
I don't know. Like, they probably, like, I'm like, maybe they eat it. I don't know. They ain't got no money, you know. They don't got no food either. Like, hi, Milky. Like, they ain't got no daggone money. It is so bad. And then, like, the villain is just some evil Russian dude who just has all of their money, and, like, because he's so much of a jerk, he literally has no friends except for, like, he has a metal horse, metal soldiers, and a metal hand puppet named Dummy. That is his only friend.
Oh.
Yep. He has no friends because he's just that awful. Yep. And like, I'm just like, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love the dude because he's just like, wow, the literal only legitly not trash looking person in this entire village. I'm gonna make her my wife, which, I mean, base taste, you know. And he kidnaps her, and she just kind of gives up immediately because she's like, look, I was born in this village. At least he has food, you know? And Jack's like, oh no, I've got to save her. But unfortunately, the problem is that an actual Chad shows up in this freaking village. Like a straight up Chad shows up in this village, you know? No. Like this guy who's like, I have gone off to become a knight because this town is so freaking poor. I have to go elsewhere to not have to die on chicken. Even his horse is richer than this entire freaking town, you know? And so he like, so while Jack tries to go rescue the girl, he ends up just getting imprisoned or whatever. And like,
okay.
And then like the freaking evil dude is just like, well, I'm gonna just kill everyone in the village. And he's just like, oh no, I can't have that happen because the girl got rescued by the knight, like off screen. He just did, you know? And Jack's like, oh no.
Oh, okay.
Because he's just like,
not important enough to show on screen.
It's
sure,
not
why
just
not?
like, he just kind of gets her and leaves. And they just leave Jack and his and his friends, by the way, to just rot in jail. And he's like, oh no, I can't let him kill the town full of all these really poor, ugly people. So he just kind of like, he basically dies in prison and goes to like Father Winter being like, hey, Father Winter, I need you to just kind of...
Guess who died?
He's like, look, I know I died, but, you know, I don't want this town full of people to die. So can you, like, bend the rules of nature to just kind of focus all winter and snow on this one guy's castle? And he's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, so he does it for, like, 6 months. Like, he just literally focuses... Oh, hey, Yang, hello. So he just focuses winter on this one guy's house for 6 months, and then he's just like... And then Jack's like, hey, I'm noticing there's no more winter, and what's going on here? He's like, oh, sorry, Jack, even though I'm basically God, I can't do any more winter. He's like, but why? And he's like, because this groundhog is basically the most powerful thing in this world, apparently, and I can't go against the rules, man. And he's just like, okay. He's like, because he's like, if he sees a shadow, then I gotta end winter or kind of whatever. So he's just like, so he literally goes, terrifies a freaking groundhog, and then it's just like, okay, there you go. And he's like, all right, more winter, I guess. And then he's just like, okay, look, bro. God. He's like, okay, look, it's literally almost like freaking summer at this point. We're gonna have to stop. And he's just like, well, it has almost been a year straight of winter on this one guy's house. So, And the thing is, he literally kind of just forgot about the girl this entire time, you know? He just forgot about her. Like, so he ends up basically, like, going in there, he gets turned back into a human, he goes in there, he uses, like, wind powers, or he kidnaps the guy's metal horse, uses the...
okay.
He uses the weird little test dummy to tell all the soldiers to kill themselves robotically, because the robots are not really alive, and he like kicks the Russian guy out of the window, but don't worry, he doesn't die. He gets blown away by Father Winter into like the Bahamas or some crap, you know?
Okay. And
he's like, oh wow, I just got the 3 impossible things, which is like, you know, a house and money. A house, money, and a horse. I mean, it's a robot horse, but still counts. I gotta go tell the one girl I did all this for that I can marry her now. But alas, it turns out that the Chad asked her to marry him, and she's like, wow, since you actually got your head on your shoulders, yes. So he literally,
fair.
and like it's funny because he literally gets there on her wedding day. And,
oh, bud, read the room, bud.
like her dad's like, oh wow, dude, you've been missing for a while. My daughter's about to get married. And he's just like, oh. He's like, yeah, like seriously, what happened to you? And they just.
What did you think?
And the funny thing
happened, bud?
Jack basically dies on the spot. And goes back to being a spirit. Like right next to the dad. And the dad's like, hey, where'd he go?
Oh my god.
And so his last token of shrimpery is to turn the girl's roses white. And like her husband to be is like, that was kind of weird. She's like, oh, I just figured out the guy that we left for dead in that dungeon might have been Jack Frost. Oh no. I mean, you're a better choice, so let's get married. And I'm just like, wow. And that is the Rankin Bass Jack Frost Christmas special.
I feel like I have learned so much and lost so much of my knowledge at the same time.
Like it's just, it was a Christmas / Groundhog Day special.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
It is wild that why those two holidays? They're not even that close together. You could have just done like New Year's or some shit.
Oh god, like because they already did New Year's one. You know with the baby New Year getting captured by the giant time buzzard.
Oh no.
Like he gets basically a giant buzzard like is just like okay, look, I've lived for a very long time as a giant ugly bird, but I'm about to die of old age or something.
Okay.
It's a new year, but how do I stop time? Oh, I know, I'll kidnap the baby New Year so time stops. And like old man New Year's like, I want to retire, so how do but I can't go save the baby even though I have time powers. Hey Rudolph, you're not doing anything. Can you like go save time baby? And he's like, okay.
I'm sorry, this is like the Avengers of the Rankin Bass cinematic universe.
It kind of is actually. Like, I don't know why they had Rudolph specifically do so much crap. Like, he had to save the baby New Year. He had to go get Santa Claus when Santa Claus decided that he didn't want to do Christmas anymore.
Man, come on, dude.
Like, he had to, I'm just like, let this poor boy rest. He was only allowed to grow up like the one time, but I guess they liked his puppet so much they just never let him grow up again. But like, because the worst thing about the whole thing with the baby New Year is that he had to go and I can't remember if the stupid evil time buzzard kept going at different time periods or whatever.
Give me a cookie or else I will rain nothing but butter. Give me a cookie or else I will rain nothing but butter.
No, Kippy, no. Cookies are only for good children. Anyway, but Rudolph wasn't around for the year. I know, bunk me. But like he had and the thing is because Rankin Bass was just actually trying to just kind of do that thing where they're just kind of making stuff to be relevant. So he basically Rudolph had to go through the different time periods, or not time period. He had to go through the different holidays. So imagine him basically just finding the door from The Nightmare Before Christmas. He just went through the other one. So he got like the Easter Bunny, a leprechaun, and like George Washington from the 4th of July. And I'm like, okay, cool.
You couldn't even have done like Uncle Sam, like an actual fictional. No, wait, this is just actually.
Wait, was it Uncle Sam? Dang it! Now I gotta look it up. One second. Let's see. Rudolph, and Baby New Year. Like, was it Uncle Sam? Maybe. I'm not gonna oh yeah, no, because like. What happened is like, no, the time buzzard didn't kidnap the baby. What he did is he did a really creepy trap where they made fun of Baby New Year's hilariously gigantic ears. The baby ran away, and then the evil time buzzard kidnapped him from there.
Oh no.
Yep. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh no.
Like, I know he's not a time buzzard. He's like a no, he's a time buzzard. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so he got General Ticker from the 4th of July, I think. No, wait, that's somebody else. God dang it. There's too many characters here. Okay, wait, 1 second. Okay, let's see. There's a camel with a clock on it, a whale with a clock on it, which is Big Ben. 5:15, which is the camel. I just want to know what they go to the 4th of July for. Let's see here. They got a Scottish knight or something. The baby bear. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. They got a guy that looks like Benjamin Franklin, basically. That's who they got from the 4th of July. A guy that looks like Benjamin Franklin. Oh my god. It's a really weird special. I'm gonna make people watch that with me. But I'm just like, behold the time buzzard.
I play time buzzard.
That should be like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's like, I play time buzzard in attack mode. Oh my god, that would be just beautiful. Like, I would totally play time buzzard. It'd be great. No, Milky, context is for chumps. We've been over this. I don't have to explain crap. Let's see here. I've been spending so much time laughing. I'm like, oh god, I need to finish this. I'm like the queen of staying on topic. What are you talking about? Oh god. I watch a lot of like kids specials. Like, well, I can't watch like Nestor the long-eared donkey because it keeps making me laugh even though it's not supposed to.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be like, you're not supposed to laugh because like it's like Bambi, only sadder because, the mom dies doing something. And I'm just like, oh no. Nestor, your mom's dead. And she's still talking to you from beyond the grave, necromancy. But anyway, because all Nestor does is he's just the ride of Mary so she can go give birth to Jesus or some crap. Like, oh, your back hurt? Oh, well, Aqua, are you laying down at least? Are you at least laying down? I don't. Let's see here. But like, that was such a weird special though. Like, same thing with like Drummer Boy or whatever. That's another one where I'm like, Like, because I didn't know that was, like, because they did some biblical stories for a while, and I'm like, I did not know that was even a story. Or, like, or anything like that, so I'm just like, I didn't even know there was a second story to, like, well, I don't know if it's actually in the Bible or not, but, like, the Drummer Boy got a sequel, which is, like, Silver Bells, where I guess he's taking Silver Bells to Jesus? I don't know. It's weird. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with necromancy, but it's kind of weird. You never know what you're gonna get or how funky it's gonna be.
It's the sort of thing that, like, I mean, you can do a necromancy, but like, Big G really prefers you like do it through him as like a little middleman. Like, yeah. Look, okay, we get it. You can do that, but just
you gotta use his calling card if you're gonna have to use like his points if you're gonna do it though. You're gonna have to use his extra mile points.
Frequent miracle
points. Oh Lord, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna get myself like annihilated. But let's just say I cannot read the Bible because I keep finding hilarious crap in there that I'm not supposed to. But anyway, but like, but yeah, like, what was it doing? Oh, hey, I said hello.
Oh.
But yeah, like, I do like the Minecraft, like, not Minecraft. I like the Minecraft mythos. It's my favorite. It's like, I like the Minecraft. Oh my god. I'm like, yep, there you go. We have HP Minecraft. But yeah, I still like the actual mythos though. It's just like, because most of the best stories are usually written by other people, Like, I like the Mountains of Madness, but like, and he did write that, but he definitely had help because there was a suspicious lack of racism in it.
Hmm.
Because you know he always finds a way to cram it in there.
He
But,
does enjoy his racism, yeah.
But like the Mountains of Madness was actually really good. That was the only one that actually almost gave me a nightmare. Like,
Ooh.
like almost. Like I'm surprised the Hunter of the Dark didn't, but like because it should have because of the giant flying mega death laser. But you know, see, oh dear. Okay. This is B peculiar rabbit. Go ahead and follow her. She's the best. But also, where do you want the dribble? Where do you want to put it? Yes, honey. Where do you want the dribble to go? I forgot I had that. Let's see. Atop a bun? No. I'm sorry.
I am too slippery. I will simply move out.
Well, we will just
Milky. Oh, I thought that was Milky Jamaican. There's like, oh, you know, that's
Milky Jamaican.
a little specific, but okay.
No, it's a Milky Jam can, but I don't know. Milky could secretly be Jamaican. He just doesn't know. It's fine. Hi, Triple. How you doing? We're being artists today. I'm being normal. Look at me. I'm being normal.
Wow.
So I gotta be normal sometimes. Let's see here. Okay. Dribbles have Spider-Man levels of stickiness to the surface. Yes, you're not Jamaican. Wait, why are you a jam can? I always wondered about that. Milky, why are you a jam can? I thought you were a cup of milk or whatever. He's not a cup of milk, but he might as well be a cup of milk. He's an angry cup of milk.
You can't just ask why someone's a cup of milk.
Wait, do I still have it? Wait, do I have it? 1 second. Is it this one? Nope. Let's see. Because I think I still have Milky's dead body in here. Yes.
Oh.
Here it is.
Oh.
Milky's hilariously dead body.
Oh no. It's so transparent. He's ghost.
In memorious.
Oh, gone too soon.
Got back from work and you have a hot chocolate. Ooh, give me some. I want the hot chocolate. Save me a whole barrel of milk respectfully. No, wrong word. It's platonically. Platonically. That's totally how I use that word. Let's see. Well, the context here is my family name is Jam Can. Really?
Oh.
So we got, Mrs. Jam Can, Mr. Jam Can, and Milky Jam Can. That's actually really cute. Also, can I have the Milky Ghost? Yes, hun, you can. I will give you your weird ghost form.
Oh boy.
I have another ghost here too. Let me find him. Let's see. He's actually my favorite ghost because he keeps dying on my stream. Let's see.
Oh no. You should work on stopping that.
But it's funny. Here we go. Look, everyone, it's our favorite ghost. It's Z.
Whoa!
We have Z. We have Sunny Z.
Oh no.
That one time I turned him into a beverage.
What?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So this is why, me being some people's personal artists is kind of a bad thing, because this crap can happen. I also turned his hair into a wig. So, I keep photoshopping his hair on things, and it's very funny.
Fair.
Yes.
I mean, you're allowed to. It's a special treat kind of deal.
Exactly, because I keep telling people, look, I can, if you want free art out of me, it's gonna be like a 80% chance it's gonna be something dumb. Just a big old 80% chance. Unless you're
gods.
yeah, sometimes people get nice art out of me, but a lot of times it's very dumb. Hey, Sleepy, hello. Son of a biscuit. All right, here we go. 1 minute. Ugh. I gotta do.
Oh no.
I gotta summon forth the goof. Oh god, wait. Where did I put my hat? I keep losing my hat.
Well, gosh, Sammy.
Oh god, I hate this.
You gonna put on the voice for us?
Yep, I'm gonna put on the voice. I'm gonna get my timer because you're only getting this for a minute, you weirdos.
Boy.
Let's see here. Yep. Doing this because I am not doing this for an hour. No bonk beat. There we go. Here we are once again with my horrible, terrible, goofy voice routine where I can't actually do the voice. I just sound like a weird country gentleman from like Tennessee. God. Why do you guys want me to do this so much? I sound horrible. I actually kind of sound like I have like a runny nose or something. It just sounds really bad.
Oh my god.
But don't worry, you'll only be getting this for a minute because I refuse. Because I do not feel like summoning the goof for such silly reasons. Yeah. Why? Why were you like this? Why do you want this happening?
You could probably... honestly, it sounds more like a Kermit to me.
Really? Oh no. I'm sorry guys, I've been lying to you all along. I'm actually doing a Kermit impression. And it is over! Oh my god. I it doesn't even sound good either way, it sounds ridiculous. But it's what they want. Let's see here.
So, speaking of role-playing... How you doing with those, by the way? How you been gaming lately? You been up to any role plays?
Yes.
I remember that you were doing stuff with a bunch of dragons a little while ago. That's what going on?
Jam with Captain Goof.
Oh boy. But yeah, we're still doing the well, I think it's actually Pathfinder or something, but yeah, we're still doing the D&D. We do that like once a month, the first Wednesday of the month. So we're still doing that. That's super fun. I also have my, it's not like streaming or anything, but it technically is just like this hilariously convoluted RP I have with my roommate that I do every week. It is a very funny. It's like we've been doing this for like over a decade. Like, I think it's... Yeah, it's been going on for a very long time, because we literally have this horrible, just completely just weeb-filled, like, RP between us, like, we just have this long, convoluted story with, but hundreds of characters, like, just living their horrible trash lives, trying to figure out, like, okay, at this point, they're trying to figure out, okay, how do we break the curse upon our family, you know?
Oh, okay.
Because apparently there's a curse, but, like... They're just like, but like their family's also kind of trash, so they're like, how do we break the curse and not be trash? Like, and it's just so funny. Because like we actually ended one of our RPs, which I'm not used to that happening, but it was very interesting to do. You know, we're actually like, oh, we actually finished it, huh? Like,
wow.
Like it actually had an ending. I'm just like, huh, yeah, that was the ending.
That's really rare. I think I can maybe count on one hand the number of times I've had an RPG actually just end.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's super, like, because it was another one that was like convoluted, went on for like, you know, almost like 12 years. Like, it literally started off as a boy finds a genie in a book. Like, that's how it starts, and then it just turns into this multi-generational opera. The magic literally goes into space. Like, they go through, there's even interdimensional weirdness. Like, all the stuff happens, and then it just kind of, it actually ends where, like, the guy and, like, the genie lady just settle down and get married in the woods with his weird snake pet. Like,
oh, that's cute.
It's super cute. Like, one of my favorite characters was, like, we made this, like, race of half snake people. You know, they're basically Lamia, only they're not sexy because they're basically chibis and they're stupid. But, like, their attention span is so short that the kid, like, because he was, like, a kid when this all started. And he found, like, a colony of them in a tree. But they have such bad memory that they thought he was literally there since the beginning and they worshipped him as a god.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just like, I've only been here for like an hour. But like
every time.
And it was so funny. He just literally just becomes their god after that, and it was very cute. See, so after you finished squaring up your mafia debts, you went to visit Disney World and found out that the locals are being replaced with aliens, and also happened to enjoy Disney World. Huh. That's legit.
Wow.
That's interesting. But like, because I like to I just like making lore. Like I have a problem. I just like doing it. And like,
I mean, it's not a problem if you enjoy it. Probably.
Yeah, I will just go off into the sunset with it because I just really like making me some lore, man. It's just so fun. Yeah. Yes, but I'll literally just kind of like right now, like earlier today, I was actually working on a oh wait, dang it. But yeah, earlier today I was actually working on one where I was redoing my map because I decided that the center of the world is going to be different from where I have it currently. So I have to move it. So that's always fun. Because I decided, because like, I like making up just different country analogs, and one of my favorite countries, even though I have yet to actually have any stories set there, because I like to write a lot of, basically fanfics, because I can't bring myself to call them original stories because they're just very fanficky, you know?
I mean, at what point is it not just original lit, though? Like, is this based off of something that you originally, like... If it is based entirely off of stuff that you originally wrote or thought of, I think at that point it's just, that's not fanfic anymore, bud. That's just fic.
Like, I can't bring myself to call it fanfic though, because it's just.
Well, then I will. You're fucked. It's not fanfic anymore. It's just fic.
Oh, it won't let you dribble because there's a cooldown, hun. But like, I guess it is technically original at this one because it's not really based on anything. But like But like, I like it because it's like it's a mix of like, you know, like Middle Eastern cultures and like, you know, and like a little bit Indian in there. You fool! Anyway, but I like the I actually just really like the culture of it because it kind of lets me experiment a lot. And one thing I was working on today that I thought would be kind of interesting is that they basically have they have a really large like gender gap, so they basically have like basically for every one dude there's like 5 women, you know. So they still have like the harem system, but it's not what people think it is because the it's basically like the guy is more or less like a figurehead most of the time. And pretty much everything else is just run by his like wives, moms and sisters. They just kind of run the household because there's way more of them, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I just really like their country because, like, it's one of those things, there's a lot of, like, because they, long story short, there's been wars with their country, but, like, a lot of people until recently, didn't really know how their country worked because they're, like, they thought they had, like, one king and they actually don't. They actually have, like, a bunch of, like, representatives mostly.
Is Bunny a zombie? Is Bunny a zombie?
Bunny, wait, you're not a zombie, right? They were asking if you're a zombie.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm undead. I guess technically I'm dead adjacent. Like,
dead adjacent.
I was made out of things that used to be alive and then stopped being alive, so But, like, I am separate from those things, so...
That makes sense. Like, you're not a zombie because you're not a reanimated undead, but you're kind of closer to, like, Frankenstein, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that works.
Yeah. So you're closer to the, you're closer to the Frankenbunness over the But yeah.
Tragically, not particularly close to Bunnicula.
Darn. But yeah, just like, I don't know, I just like world building a lot. Like I made like, because I very much have the somebody's soulful being, the oofing over there. But like I like the because I like Hajir, which is that country. And then I like there's Hajir I like just because it's just really fun to experiment with their culture and stuff. They're very business oriented. They literally have this thing that if you buy something from the market without haggling, they think something's wrong with you.
Ooh.
They're kind of like,
that's fun.
Like they just love haggling over there. And they're like just a very rich country. And then another country that I really like because I keep getting annoyed by how people portray Drow, apparently. I just don't like that. It's like, the Drow, they be evil, yo. And I'm like, but why though?
Yeah, that is one of the things that always pissed me off so much about like any kind of D&D inspired thing. You can't just have one race that has this monolith of this is how every single one of these and every one of their like societies and cultures exists.
Yeah,
like no, I mean even if you have ostensibly the same like regional government or like the same religion, there's still going to be thousands of different ways that they decide to interpret that. So like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and it just pisses me off because I don't like because I understand unconscious bias, whatever, you know. But like I'm just like, do we have to always do the, you know? But anyway, so I'm like, okay,
we always have to do the unpaid internship thing to show that they're evil. Like do something else. Like maybe here this race is all about they just really love capitalism. That's their thing. That's how you know that this culture is evil. They just love capital and the free market. Like
that would make way more sense, but it's always just like, oh nope, they are vaguely foreign, and I'm like, oh, god dang it. But like, so I literally decided, okay, you know what? I'm literally just making not Drow. Like they live because like I'm like because I also like heavy magic. Like I just like straight up like heavy magic. It's like one of my favorite ways of. I cannot be one of those like we don't know if magic is. I'm like, no, magic is definitely a thing. Like because like that just kind of pisses me off when you have this amazing magical setting and like it just kind of drops off weirdly when it comes to certain aspects, but whatever. So
like they pick and choose too much what parts of it are just fantastical and magic and which parts are just this is I ran out of ideas. This is just like a car but magic.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, they're all about historical accuracy until they're told they can't have guns. Then they're like, oh, we got guns now. I'm like, son of a biscuit. But anyway, so I decided that the basically the kingdom is called Nock, and it's basically full of Drow. They're basically just Drow, but they live in a land of perpetual night. They just do. It's not underground or anything. It's just perpetual night because their goddess said so. You know, she just did. You know, she's like, you guys just like, because basically they just like I don't have to explain it. They just do, and oops.
I'm not really feeling this whole sun thing. I think we're just gonna do night now. What?
Yep.
No sun. Yep.
They just
turning that off.
Like they're just they just don't like the sun. Like no one. They're not sure how it works because again the gods did it or their goddess did it. But they just have perpetual night. They just do. And as a result, like what I like about their culture is that they don't really focus much on colors because you know they don't really they can't really see colors like not really. So like but they do like and they have a lot of intricate designs, but a lot of stuff is just either like pale is basically just pale because they're like, you know, they don't really have to focus on colors very much because well it's at night. You know. And so they have like a lot of stuff that like basically just looks really nice in the moonlight, you know, and stuff like that. So I like their kingdom a lot.
Yeah, I like the idea of like, okay, so we can't really build our culture around being able to constantly have access to one of these senses. So let's just make everything else better. Like, all right, aesthetically, you can tell this is really beautiful for Nock
Yeah.
Knock or Nox? Knox?
Usually Noc with the N-O-C, but you could say a Noxian, that also works.
Like, you can tell this is beautiful in Noxian culture because, like, they worked so hard to get this, like, really detailed, elaborate texture that you can feel on it, or something like that.
Exactly. That's basically how they work, and they're also really technically advanced magically as well. Because they just have a lot. They have, like, just a much higher magical potential over there. It's hard to explain. But the other thing I like about them is that they are a straight up democracy over there. A lot of people don't think they are, because they're kind of isolationist, except for like 2 countries they talk to. But they have a really interesting democracy where they basically they have like a kind of senate. But one thing they do is there's like, I think there's like 12 seats, but 4 of those seats are actually they get switched out every 4 years by a random lottery system. So
interesting.
Yeah, so basically people who are under the who are basically considered quote unquote lower class get to basically kind of help with legislation for 4 years. Triple Y. That's silly. He's like a hard knock laugh. I'm like, I cannot. But yeah, so they basically, and that actually kind of creates some very interesting conflict, because, like, you know, it's like literally like jury duty in a way, you know? But you get to live like nobility for that 4 years, so a lot of people will want that position, you know? Because not only will you have a say in legislation, but they'll like pay for your room and board for you to like live in the capital city and stuff, you know? Like I just really like the idea that they have a democracy, but not in the way that people are used to, because like everyone else is like has like lifelong positions basically, you know. But these 4 seats are kind of like, you know, okay, so what are the common people doing? You know. So I kind of like that that Noc has that, and again, that's something that a lot of people don't. If you're from outside the kingdom, you wouldn't know that, you know.
Also, I love how you describe this as like the things that you like you think you know, because it really sort of pulls as the listener me into like, oh, okay, so that this is you know, it's Noxian culture, government history. It's like, okay, yeah, this is like this actual thing that Semi is telling me about. Like, you sort of have to stop for a moment to remind yourself, well, no, this is technically made up. This is technically stuff that has been made up, but that's a really fun way to be immersed in it.
Yeah, because one thing I always look into is, because I do want to actually make these I have a bunch of just ideas to like set stories here, and I want to make it that people can literally fanfic their way into this universe. You know? Like, I want people to basically be like, well, I want to see what it's like to live in this culture. I want to see what it's like to live in this culture, you know? And because I am a weeb, yes, there is a Japanese analog here. But like, because I'm a total weeb, I'm like, no, I can't pretend, I'm not going to put that there.
Yeah, you know what? If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I'm just like, yep, no, but I'm a total weeb, man. But like, I like, just like, I haven't gotten to their culture quite yet, because I can't figure out if I want to merge, like, because I kind of want to separate like the Chinese influence from the Japanese influence, because like I can tell just enough of a difference to kind of keep them apart. But I don't know if I want them to like each other. That's kind of where I'm trying to figure out. But there's them. Then there's the kind of the opposite of like the Noctian Empire, because that's one of the few empires in this world.
Oh no, it's always sun.
Yeah, there actually is a
oh, that sucks.
They're the
like both of those sound absolutely wild to have to live in. Like, imagine living up to a certain point in that country's history, and then agriculture just doesn't work anymore because there's no sun.
Yep, there's the Solarians who they basically just straight up live in the sky. And they're like, they accidentally became my kind of Egyptian analog. Or ancient Egyptian analog, because they're basically, because I just want an excuse to have, like, sky black people. But, like...
No, that tracks. Like, I've looked into a lot of this stuff for stuff that I'll get into later, I guess. But like it's pretty much a nightly occurrence in the Neger, the Egyptian pantheon, that everyone has to go on Dad or Grandpa Ra's boat because it's a good family bonding activity to have your dad or granddad bird who's constantly dying and rebirthing every day go on a little boating trip with all your family. There's a giant snake there who's trying to eat your grandpa. It's just how family bonding happens if you're in the Egyptian pantheon.
Yeah. Like, and I kind of like theirs because, like, a lot of people would think that, you know, well, they would not get along with the Noctians at all, you know, but they actually just don't give a crap about each other because they're like their religions are so far apart where they're like, we don't care, you know. But yeah. With them, they're basically they live in the sky. They have and the funny thing about them is that, because one thing I like to do is also have offshoot religions. So they have Solarianism, which is basically like they worship the sun and all that. Well, Hajir actually has a kind of knockoff of their religion where they worship the sun too, but they kind of worship it in a different way, which is the giant sun serpent. But their religions are just similar enough where they can kind of get along. But I like that. But yeah, they're and they also have, there's like different types of holy magic, because technically Solarian magic, they have like the strongest type of holy magic you could possibly use. Like they will eradicate undead, you know. Like they would just.
I'm so sorry, femboy Bastet. Yes, unfortunately, Bird's dad does get eaten by a giant snake every night.
Not my dad.
I'm so sorry that this is how you had to find out.
It was gonna happen sooner or later. You had to know. But they have but yeah, they basically have the strongest type of like holy magic, basically, which is the gonna just burn all undead into a non-existence variety. But there's another type which is I think I called it Ozism, where basically some guy named Azael basically came down and saved a bunch of people during the times of troubles or whatever, and they basically decided he was their savior or whatever, you know. So he technically is the most dominant religion that is monotheism. Technically, it's like the most popular one. The funny thing is like when he came down, he basically had like an absurd amount of children. Because of course he did, because I'm gonna be one of those weirdos. But so the leader of the religion has to be a descendant of his.
Oh, because that feels like it's going to be pretty complex, though, because like the way genes work, eventually either everyone is just going to be somehow a descendant. So like, what do you do then? I mean,
they basically just pick the person that like has his most key attributes, because he actually has a lot of descendants, but like the one that they usually go with is the one that just basically has silver hair and has the ability to spiritually manifest wings or some crap. I just want an excuse to have a sexy pope, so a lot of things are I want an excuse to do blank.
Oh no.
I just want to have a sexy pope. Because I'm that weirdo.
I mean, to be fair, I guess, yeah. Like, you could probably make an argument for there being a sexy pope at some point in history. I'm sure there's been at least one.
Yep. I'm like, nope, this is self-indulgent fluff. Like, I
fully... If you were a sexy pope, let us know in the comments.
It's like, are you a sexy pope? What is your number? Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna bark.
If you're a sexy pope, be sure to hit that bell for updates and new uploads.
Oh god, I'm gonna burn. It's like, this is how I go. But like I actually also just kind of like the idea of like basically the country that's the main focus of this particular faith, kind of using that to kind of stay in power, you know. being like, oh yes, we have divine whatever the crap, because you know, here he is, he's physical, blah blah blah, you know, like
it's also a fun way of like, because that's kind of also just what's happening with like China and Tibet, where Tibet is like desperately trying to make sure, okay, I don't know where this Dalai Lama is gonna pop up. He's like the reincarnation whack-a-mole. We've got to find him before China does, though.
Yeah. And so I kind of just like, because a lot of these are just like, because I love me some world building, I like the idea of like that stuff kind of being in there and having like that be coming up in the story of, or somebody's story, you know, anybody's story really, you know, like what would happen if you did encounter the person who's going to be the next, you know, the next sexy pope? Like, what are you going to do then? You know? Like, they try to keep it under wraps, but, like, stuff happens. What if one of them gets out, you know? Like, fun stuff like that. And I just really like toying around with, like, that story-wise, you know? Like, because I'm like, yep, I fully acknowledge. I'm like, nope, I am a weirdo, and I just like just doing really weird, dumb stories. Like,
no, this sounds like a lot of fun.
Like, it's super fun, and I'm just like, yay! Because, like, I will go off into the sunset with just all my weird ideas. Like having different, like, you know, different levels of what was I forgot. No, I lost it. I was gonna say a different level of something, but I forgot what it was. But like, I just really like having, you know, just showing the story or how the like they're, or just exploring different concepts. Like there's an entire group of people who are basically, they're called Dunhala, which mainly because they're basically called that because of where they originated from, because this be a world of magic and whatnot. There was a horrible demon lord at some point who kind of like, he was basically the evil version of like Azael, who basically came down to save everybody and have a bunch of kids, and he's like, I'm gonna subjugate everyone and have a bunch of kids, you know?
As old as time, yeah.
Yep. And so as a result, he basically created and sadly, you know, enslaved like a bunch of people he kind of helped create. So even after he was vanquished, people are like, we're pretty sure they're all evil, and you know, keeping them subjugated is completely fine. Because we're pretty sure the guy's gonna reincarnate or something as one of these people, so we should keep them all subjugated just in case, you know, bigotry. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know, you know, and but the thing is, like, they're just regular people. They just look different, you know. They're all just normal, you know. Like, of course, obviously, you have some that are evil or whatever, but like they're just like any other. They're just like any other group of people, you know. And so, actually, how dare you bonk me? Where are all the demon queens? I ate them. Anyway.
Win for diversity. This people enslaving murderous monarch is a woman.
Murderous monarch is a woman. But like, I just kind of like, I like, because of, you know, being a minority, I want to be able to kind of like explore that, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, this is kind of based on the history that I have to kind of deal with, where, you know, they kind of tried to justify certain things, like, with anybody who looked like me, so I'm just like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think the first time I really thought about it was when I saw the graphic novel Mouse, where it's like, okay, like, this is a part of people's history that shouldn't be forgotten and shouldn't be, like, just washed over, but sometimes you do need that, like, even just a slight level of separation between historical events and how you want to retell them and reinterpret them to, like, give you some kind of like a emotional safety net to make sure, like, okay, let's make sure this let's make sure this doesn't get too heavy here.
Yeah, yes, everyone will end up in the tummy dimension. But yeah, but like, I want to be able to explore in the, because like a lot of stuff I make story wise is because I keep seeing examples of it that piss me off, and like, I'm kind of tired of seeing the slavery was good actually narrative. you know?
Yeah, that's I've been told that like that's really weirdly common with what are they isekai
Yeah.
stories these days.
Yeah, like, and it bothers me because it's not like, because the thing is, okay, so I fully acknowledge that master servant dynamics is a thing. I actually like that dynamic very much. Not for everybody, but I don't think there's wrong with that dynamic when it's two consensualing adults, you know? If that's literally their jam, that's fine. But I don't like the this entire group of people being subjugated is perfectly fine, actually. You know, they're into it. I'm just like, no. So I want to actually kind of explore that when it's systematized, as well as, you know, it's not a good thing. People try to justify it, but it's still bad. You know, hey, Chicky, hello.
Hello.
The reason it's kind of honestly, like, I think the reason it's so common is because of the gigantic mass of cultural guilt that it comes from. Because you have to think about it, a lot of people still currently benefit from the subjugation of lots of individuals.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they kind of don't want to acknowledge that what was happening was bad and that they're still benefiting from it, and that's still bad. You know? And
yeah, and like it doesn't necessarily say anything about you as a person if like, because no one gets to choose to whomst or where they are born. So it's like it doesn't say anything inherently bad about you if you're born in a position where you benefit from this. But if you don't like actively examine that and try to still kind of improve upon that sort of situation for the people that were affected, then maybe think a little more about it.
Yeah, like I actually tell people all the time, like, look, I actually am perfectly fine with you having and using your privilege. That is fine. You know, use your privilege. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, but the issue comes from a lot of the times where you don't want anyone else to have that privilege because they didn't earn it, even though, you know, you didn't deserve it either, but whatever, you know? And that's kind of, for me, I'm like, that's the part that kind of bothers me about it, because like that's kind of why a lot of narratives fall a little bit flat when they have like robots, for example. You know, everybody's fine with robots until you kind of realize what they're an analog for. You know, and it's like, you know, it's okay to, you know, explore that, but if your exploration is just, actually this was fine, actually, I'm like, look here, as someone who went to school in the South where they had everyone was fine with it, actually, it was actually really chill, I'm like, I don't think so, but okay. You know, because like that's like, people do not believe me when I tell them like down here that's what they taught us, like, is oh no,
that is wild.
It's so annoying. Like, it's so annoying when I have to explain that people. I'm like, no, down here we were taught that the slaves actually wanted to stay enslaved and they were really annoyed when they were freed. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. But oh, thank you very much for the save and the care combo. Ow, my spine. But my thing is, though, is like, I still would like to explore that in a story. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but I kind of still want to explore it, but not justify the bloody thing. You know? Like, not be like, oh, it's for the greater good. I'm like, no, it's not. You know? Like, but actually, because in my story, like, slavery does exist, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing. I'm like, no, because I actually want my, like, one of my main characters to see it for what it is, acknowledge it, and also try to, because she's pretty much immortal, to see if she can actually dismantle something like that, you know, in a way where it will actually last versus, you know, I don't know, buying every slave ever and freeing them and just leaving them for dead, you know? Like,
oh,
like, I want to see what like that actually be tackled, but not because like, again, because no offense to Japan, because they have a different way of viewing it, I guess, but they always make it look like, this is fun, yay, everyone's having a fun time, and I'm like, no, stop it. It's so awkward, and that's when it's not just being when it's not just being goofy. There's a difference between when it's just kind of goofy all around, there's nothing serious in the series, versus the, you know, goddamn shield hero being like, so this is a completely valid way to deal with people, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, maybe not actually.
Ah, yes, Song of the South, oh boy. Just no.
Oh boy.
But like, I still want to, like, you know, and also just kind of just deal with it in a way that's interesting, that gets people to think about it, instead of just kind of causing an instant shutdown of, I just don't want to think about it, we're going to turn the page now. You know? Like,
exactly. That's the kind of disconnect that is actually really important to be able to have.
You know, and that's basically what I want to be able to do. But like, a lot of people kind of get the, well, if it's in your story, that means you're condoning it. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, come on now, let's be adults here. I know that's hard to do, but come on now, we can do it. I believe in you. Well, yeah, that tough here. But like, but again, that's kind of like what I like about just making an entire world where, like, you know, you get to explore fun stuff like that, being like, how would this be dealt with in this culture versus this culture? Different cultures have different way of dealing with criminals, stuff like that, you know? And because there's magic here, like, I was working on, like, in Hijir, which is the Arabic-ish country, how did they deal with thievery, because they value money so much, you know? And what they do is they do put you in basically debt slavery for what you did. They don't cut your hands off, because they're like, how are you going to work with your hands not working? You know, because they got magic, you know? But you do basically have to kind of, whatever you stole, you would have to work out whatever that debt is, you know? Like, whether it be for, like, you know, usually, like, the minimum is, like, a month or something, you know? But if you, like, murder somebody, you'll have to work for the rest of your life, because, like, a life for a life kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know?
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, but like stuff like that where, you know, kind of like, how are the laws affected by stuff like that? Like, just fun, like, things to think about, you know? Like, I like just kind of taking that, like, kind of like how, oh, Jesus! Oh, hi, Cheryl! Hello, Raiders! How you doing?
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
Hello, everyone!
Welcome. Hey, Lucky! Hello, welcome, Raiders of His Eyes. I'm the Elder Dragon, mobs to VTuber. How you doing? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We are doing the Artside Chat with B here. We're having a fun time. We're drawing fan art. We're being the best. Follow her because I said so. She's the best. But, how's everybody doing today?
Exclamation mark tilde D.
Oh my god!
Exclamation mark tilde D.
Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Hope you did you have a good stream? What'd you do? Let's see here. We're talking lore and stuff. Lore and writing and whatever. Let's see here. Okay. Fox Ray! Raider kick, oh lord. Or rider kick. Why do people keep bonking me? Stop it. There we go.
That's the problem with viewers. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
Be bonking me everywhere. Wait, not that one. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I just really like world building. It's like, oh, my fun is, it's just the thing I love to do. I will literally sit here being like, I literally have this entire side story about a guy, like, with his, like, what was it? Like, it was this guy who had, like, a dress shop, you know? Because he just liked women with bigger boobs. And he was but he's like a noble, and his father's like, stop with your weird dressmaking and come back to work. And he's just like, father, never. This is my passion. And he's just like, fine. But if you can't succeed in your business in 2 years, you have to come back and do noble crap. And he's like, fine. You know? Like, I do like stupid stories like that, which is why, like, I always say it's fanficky, because I'm like, this is so stupid, but I love it though. It's like, does he succeed?
I should hope that you're a fan of your work.
Oh, I'm a super fan of my work. I'm a super fan of my work. I read my stuff on a nightly basis. I just love how cringe it is. It is just so dumb. Aw, sure, I missed you too. How you doing? It's like, Dragon Mommy is so bonkable. Oh, Lord. I don't see the mommy part. How do y'all keep saying that? I don't get it. Why you gotta be so... Oh, God. So the anime you could... I mean, I could technically, like, if I had enough time, I could make an anime. It would be completely ridiculous, but I would do it, though, just so it can have it out there. I would do it. There we go. But, like, that story, like, just all kinds of fun stuff. Because, like, and because I like to make an entire setting, I have so many stories in the world, like, because I also like just making up, like, interesting histories, too. So, like, because, like, one story I actually know how it begins, how it ends. I just gotta figure out the middle. but it's about this girl. Her family has a unique, not a unique, but a pretty rare ability where they basically made an ancestral pact with some kind of dark fae creatures. That what happens is the creature at a certain age will replace their shadow and basically kind of be their personal guardian. No one knows what these things are because these things don't talk to people. But like they kind of give this family special shadow abilities, but they got whittled down to like one guy. Like who, because, and the whole, when I was mentioning the whole thing about Dunholla earlier, it's because his mother actually is a Dunholla who, because of what she got, like, their family got double persecuted because they're half weird shadow users and half kind of devil looking people. Because he himself, he hides it, but he has cloven feet, but he basically hides it. Because they basically look like all kinds of different types of tieflings. That's the easiest way I can describe them. What Dunholla look like is they basically look like kind of grayscale tieflings. So he hides the fact that he has cloven feet, but the rest of him looks pretty humanish. But like in the it's kind of seen as like a curse, even though it's not a curse. But like it has to go through like blood relations. So if his father died and he died, it wouldn't be able to go past them to anybody else. So like his dad basically like when because his dad got conscripted to go to war. So while he
could be a little dangerous. It
was super dangerous, and he was like super worried because if something happened to him, then that means his son is the only one that's left. Luckily and unfortunately, because of because he had this weird ability and his wife was a Dunholla, they had to move a lot because she can't really hide what she looks like because she had like one of the signature horn types of a Dunholla, so people would see her and just be like, oh, we gotta get rid of her, you know, because she could be the demon lord in disguise or some crap, you know. Or they just kind of say that they're evil even though they're just normal people. But like thankfully he was able to get back, but while he was away at war, like his wife got horribly injured trying to protect their son.
Oh no.
Cause thankfully he was able to, her son, she was able to do the ritual to help him summon his shadow thingy. Cause they get it when they're like around 6 or 7. So it was kind of up to her to do the ritual for it, cause it's not something that happens automatically. You have to do this little ritual for it. So she was able to do it, and all she wanted was for her son to be protected while there were like houses being like freaking torched, you know, because hate crimes. But like the boy, like, and the thing is, the creature isn't obedient. It's not like it's a servant or anything. It has its own mind, and so it refused to put the boy in danger by going back to save his mom, you know. Oof. And this boy's like, he's like, no, I will go back there and I will save him. Because he's a little kid, you know? So they did eventually go back. They were able to save, like, his mom before she got, like, you know, hate crime to death, you know? But it did leave her kind of, like, chronically injured for the rest of her life, you know?
Yeah, as one would be.
Which is, like, super sad. The good news is like, you know, one thing that she always wanted because of the way she grew up is that all she ever wanted was just a stable home. That's all she wanted, you know? And so when her husband came back from the war, he actually got rewarded a title because he saved the king with his weird shadow powers. And as a result, he was given land and a title. Of course, he's like, look, I'm gonna just find the worst land so no one tries to frickin' murder me over it, you know? So he finds like this random place in a marsh, you know, but he builds like a life there. And like, even though she doesn't live for much longer because of the, you know, hate crimes, like, but she was able to at least die in their permanent home. And I'm just like, oh God, that's so sad. Like, this poor guy, you know. But like, because of that, technically that kind of boosted them a little bit into nobility, but they kind of stayed to themselves. That is until like the boy the guy's son, what's his name, Albert? Like, he ends up like getting married to like this really energetic lady, and or rather she wanted to marry him because she just thought he was just so sexy. But he's just like, because he's like, look, I'm just gonna be over here, because one thing about their shadow abilities that it allows them to cure curses, and they're immune to curses. So that what happened is that's how she met him, because he basically cured a friend of hers. But like he's very much like, he looks disheveled. He's just like, look, I'm just here to do a job and I'm gonna go home because I don't want people to hate crime me to death, you know?
Look, I'm just gonna be over here being a Byronic hero.
Yep.
If you have to fall in love with me, I guess. Look, man, I just don't want to end up being in a 17th century English romance novel here.
Yeah, but she's just like, he's like, I don't know. He's just really sweet. And he's just like, I just want to go home, you know? And her brother's just like, no, sis, you need to have some taste. That guy is obviously garbage, you know? But the thing is, like, alas, he is a nice guy, and he's cute, and he can't figure out how to do his hair. So she literally just kind of bulldozes into his life and decides to just be his wife. And he's just like, I'm pretty sure you should marry someone of, like, better status. She's just like, whatever. She's like, I'm your wife now. And he's like, oh, okay. Oh, hi, Kitty. Hello. Oh, wait. Since Kitty's here, it is time for the buttering yet again. One second. I get it. Because he hates the butter. Hey, Kitty, guess what time it is? It's butter time. Butter, 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 butter. Butter, 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 butter. Butter, butter, butter. Oh, I'm butter, sure. Here you go, Cheryl. Cheryl, you get some butter, too. Butter, 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 butter. There you go. I'll butter you. No, don't butter me. There you go. Yes, it's butter time. But yeah, but this lady, she's kind of what causes their household to be recognized for, because she's how did he block me? But she's the reason that their household kind of gets elevated higher than what it is because because like they also have like, you know, a lot of noble families have like magic innate to them. So her family was basically plant magic. So she just kind of like invaded the marsh and just decided that there's gonna be flowers everywhere. And he's like, wait, why am I making your eyes purple? What the? No. So I'm so used to drawing me, I'm just like, wait a minute, your eyes aren't purple. But
it's the blink will get you.
Yep. But she but I do like her, because she basically kind of also helps him kind of like recognize that he tells her like, look, I'm done. How I have like cloven feet. She's like, I don't care. You're cute. You know. Yes, bring me pizza. You know, and that's the first time he encountered someone, you know, finding out what he is and not being a bigot. You know.
What a novel experience.
Exactly. She's like, oh my god, you know, she's actually not completely awful, you know. And the main character of the story, that's actually her parents. She's actually the first girl to be born into this family for the longest time, since, you know, they got culled down to one dude. You know, she also has an older brother, but like, I like her brother because her brother has like the most brick personality ever, where he's like, I am here to do business and I'm going to go home. But like, I like her because her mom has such a bubbly personality that as a result she has a very interesting mix of her personality with her parents. And because the country that this takes place in is Gardenia, which is basically, I don't know, England, I don't know, standard fantasy, you know. Except it's like Victorian England, basically, because I wanted to have steampunk level of magic here. So because they are it's like Victorian England, they actually have this thing where nobility of a certain level have to go to the capital to basically socialize for like 3 years. And so since her brother and her are kind of the first ones to be born into their noble family, they kind of have to go, you know. And so she had an incident when she was younger where someone didn't know, because they don't really know what their family does, tried to kidnap her for ransom, and her shadow beast almost murked the dude. You know, so that kind of made her a little phobic for a while. But she's like, no.
Yeah, understandable.
So she's like, no, I'm gonna get over this and I'm gonna be normal. I'm gonna socialize. I'm gonna make friends. You know?
Yeah.
And her brother's like, I don't care. And her brother's like, I just want to go home. Because he's like 2 years older than her. So the story basically starts when she goes to the royal capital of Gardenia. But like, because this is me we're talking about, and because I am kind of trash, there is a kind of love triangle in this, you know? Because I'm a dork. Because like, one love interest is, because of what her family ability is, they're actually really close to the royalty of Gardenia, because her father actually helped the queen not die. Because like, she actually had they actually put a curse on her, because the king loved his wife so much that if something happened to her, they'd be able to kind of manipulate him, because you know, he was so distraught. So they tried to kill the queen, but they managed to subsemi, I'm a he and you do art, so I like all with my, oh my god. Well, hello there,
you nerd.
Hey there, how you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. But but basically, they tried everything, but they couldn't figure out what it was because of the type of curse that was. And so as a last-ditch effort, because her grandfather saved his father, you know, he's like, well, I'm gonna call these people from the frickin' marshes to see if they can figure it out. And it turns out it was a very complex curse that was almost impossible to see unless you had like some type of next level ability to figure it out, you know. And so they saved the queen's life, and as a result, they got, like, you know, they were thanked by the king. Now, the king had, like, 3 sons, and, like, the last one was the same age as main character girl, you know? And she basically helped comfort him while her dad was basically working to cure his mom, you know? And so he basically, like, fell in love with her, but she's just kind of like, so when they're, like, teenagers, because he's like, I have decided, I shall marry you. And she's like, you're like a prince, though. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. You know? And he's just like, he's like, yeah, but I'm like, but he's also kind of dumb, so he's like, yeah, but I'm like the 3rd one. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be king anytime soon.
What are the odds?
Exactly, he's like, look.
What are the odds that all of my siblings will die somehow?
Exactly, he's like, first of all, my first brother is brilliant. That's why he's going to be the crown prince. My second brother is smart. And he got me. I'm an idiot. I don't think they're ever going to make me king. You know? And so, but she's like, yeah, but I'm like, you know, I have this weird shadow thing that I'm pretty sure the royal family doesn't want in their line, and I'm also like a quarter Dunhala, which racism, and he's just like, I don't care. You know? So that's one love interest that she's just like, I'm pretty sure, like, because he comes with a lot of, the nobility do not want that to be a thing. You know, they want him to marry someone respectable, you know? And then the other love interest comes from a place called Alterock, which is basically the mage capital of the continent. He kind of got expelled because he caused too much trouble, so the main lady who he's apprenticed to basically banished him to the dumb people class of...
Wow.
Because, like, Alterock is like, you are the top mage if you go there. So he gets banished to the Royal Academy, which is basically putting him in the special kids class, because he's, you know, he's brilliant, and he's bored. He's like bored to tears. And he's just like, ugh, this is so boring. But he actually meets the girl which her nickname is Lily, which of course poor Lily is subject to, you know, the special cupcakery of kind of not racism, because she's passing, so no one knows she's Dunhala, but like her like
the kind of racism that happens when like people think that they're in an audience that's quote unquote safe. Yeah,
she basically gets the because her family ability is very rare. Like, she made the mistake of, because you can, while you're at this weird magic school for socialization of rich people, you can kind of, it's like a college, so you can choose what you study there. I am doing good, by the way. I hope you're doing good. But basically, she chose magical studies because it looked cool. Which was her first mistake, because her brother chose music because he's like, I'm not stupid. People are gonna gawk at me, you know? Because you don't even know what his shadow person is until later. He has a fairy. He has this very hyper fairy who likes dancing all the time.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, I love her.
her name is Prima, and she is very jokey, and so you got this very serious dude with the Tinkerbell level of like fluffery.
Oh, that's so cute.
Like, it's very like, she loves to dance, and so she like makes him dance. She likes to like, that's why he actually shows music so he could play for her. But so then she's
It's like, hey, if you date your own shadow.
yep, it's very cute. Like, also his is one of the few that can actually fly. Like Prima's cute. I love her very much. But like the one that Lily got was, he basically looks like some type of horned king. She calls him Thornsby. But he's but like the teachers, like, they're talking about the types of magic in the introduction of first day of freaking class, all right? And he's just like,
no.
and he's just like, we actually have an example of someone with an ancestral curse. And she's just like, it's not a curse, you know? He's like, but can you show the class an example of your monster? She's like, it's not a monster, you know? And so she's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna show them so that way they know he's nothing to be afraid of, you know? And so she brings him up, but the thing is, this guy looks like Thornsby looks terrifying, you know? Because that's just what these things look like, you know? And basically everyone's like, you know, asking her questions, absurdly personal questions that get kind of weird and they're getting rude. They're like, you know, they're like, and she gets a panic attack because the last time somebody got that close to her, they tried to kidnap her, you know? And Thornsby, sensing that his friend, because they are friends, she feels that she's scared. You know, he literally just takes her and just, because they can travel through shadows, and just kidnaps her.
Oh no!
And everyone's like,
that's what's doing the scare.
And it's like, oh no!
Oh no!
That's because there's this kind of shadow realm that they can hide out in. And so she's just upset because she's like, great, everyone just saw Thornsby and now they think this is just a weird, creepy thing I do. Hey, Uncle, hello, how you doing? How you doing? Are you having a good day? How's your day? Tell me about your day. We're doing an art chat today. So yeah, she literally, and so she's just this is her first day in public and she's just upset, you know? And the only one that can find her is her brother, because he's the only one that can travel there, you know, because her dad's too far away. And so he like goes in there like and talks to her and is just like, she's just like, now everyone's gonna think I'm a freak. He's like, well, everyone's stupid. And yes, they're gonna think you're a freak. You know, she's just like, you're really bad at comforting. And he's just like, I know. And so he basically convinces her that basically studying magic is probably not the best idea. And so she switches her major to history instead, because she's still interested in history, but maybe there'll be less gawking in it. You know? Let's see. Was sleepy, but your energy is charging me up. Yeah, awesome. I hope you feel fully charged. Oh, my day is really great. We're just doing some fun art time today. This is my lovely guest, B. Follow her because she's great. She's super comfy.
Oh, thank you.
But like, but during that entire kerfluffle, love interest number 2, bored mage boy, saw that and he's just like, wait, that's actually kind of interesting, you know? So he literally like, after she switches her major, basically, he finds and is like, but Thornsby is like, hey, no, 5 feet, buddy, 5 feet, you know? And she's like, no, calm down, it's fine. And so basically they make a deal that he'll teach her about magic since he's advanced anyway, and he'll basically get to study her bond with Thornsby. You know?
Ooh.
And so they basically kind of become friends, at least until Prince Boy gets there, who is the jock of the situation, and everything just gets hilarious after that, you know? But I'm just like, this is super funny. And then there's like her rival, which is the girl who wants to marry Prince Boy, you know? Because she's like, because basically, if he wasn't so difficult, technically she would be the one he's betrothed to. But he's like, yeah, no.
Well, that's not gonna happen, bud.
Yeah, but she's just like, he was like, you mean you're choosing this weird, filthy girl from the country over me? How dare you? And she's like, I just want to go to school. Like, poor Lily, she goes through so much crap. Like,
that's such a fun character type, though. Like, a character who is in a genre of novel, and they kind of know what genre they're in, and they desperately don't want to be in this genre.
She really don't. She just wants to make friends, which, funny enough, she does actually make a friend, because there's a girl in the Snobby Girls entourage that she's scared, because a lot of people are scared of Lily because they heard about the incident in her class and they think that her quote-unquote monster is going to kill them if they get too close, which it's a lie, but a lot of people don't know that. And what ends up happening is Lily actually, because people think, like, just because Lily is polite, that she has, like, no spine. And she actually, they try to curse her because they don't realize that she's immune to curses. And they just don't work.
That's bold.
And she's just like, because they're, like, little joke curses. And she's just like, and she actually sees, because of her family ability, she actually sees that the girl that was sent to prank her, that she actually has a curse on her feet that causes her to be clumsy.
Oh.
And she keeps trying to tell her, but the girl's so scared of her, she keeps running away.
Oh.
And so what she ends up doing is just kind of like ambushing the girl one day.
Oh no.
She's just like, I'm trying to help you. She's like, do you know your feet are cursed? She's like, what? And she actually, like, gets the curse off her, because the girl's had this curse on her for years, and she just thought she was clumsy and it was affecting her self-esteem. And when she realized that, like, you know, it's kind of obvious who put the curse on her, with the Snobby Girl, she's just like, oh my god, she's a horrible person. You know, and so she decides, she's like, you're not really that bad. And she's just like, no, I'm not. Nah, I'm normal, you know. And they actually become friends, and I'm just like, oh yes, this is what I'm looking for. Some nice, like, some nice sweetness. She actually, Clumsy Girl actually ends up, like, dating, like, Lily's brother. Because she's like, okay. Because he's actually also, like, despite the fact that he's a brick, he's also just really nice, because he stands up for her. And she's just like, because the reason she gets picked on so much by the by the Snobby Girl is that her dad is actually considered nouveau riche, basically. Because her dad
basically nobility,
yeah, like her dad basically is the nobility don't really like the idea of people being able to use magic tools. And her dad basically made some really great innovations with magic tools, and as a result he was able to kind of work really hard to get his daughter into the school. Because he did so many he's basically such a brilliant scientist that they're like, you know, yeah, we definitely will let your daughter into the school for, like, rich kids, basically. You know. But she's, you know, she's still kind of poor, so she's not noble, so she doesn't know how to make friends, and so she got preyed upon by, like, the Snobby Girl, you know, thinking, well, all nobles are like this. And then she meets Lily, who's like, yeah, no, that's not cool. You know. And they actually kind of bond over that, because she's like, I mean, yeah, technically I'm a noble, but I'm from, like, the country. I'm like, I live in a marsh. You know. And they become friends, and I'm like, yes, I just like fluffy stuff like that, where, like, you know, the main character girl can, you know, make friends and not just be only with the dudes. Because I'm just one of those people.
I can't wait to see the polycule harem ending route.
Yeah, because I'm like, this is me we're talking about. So I'm like, no. We don't do no love triangles.
We don't choose. We don't choose.
We don't choose. The true happy ending is everyone gets to be involved. Yes, because that's how I roll. Because like I refuse. I'm like, no. I'm like, if it's my choice, I'm gonna make sure that everyone just has a very lovely time. They get to deal with their own issues. You know, it's gonna be great. And it's just a fun time. Get to see all the, like, you know, and then there's the inevitable, why, yes, there is actually a secret stupid plot in here where someone's trying to overthrow the government. Because of course there is.
Amazing. I would have never guessed.
Because, like, I kind of like just having stuff like that in there, and they're just like, what is this? But
get this out of here. This is supposed to be a romance story. What is this treason coming in?
It's like, what is this treason? How dare you? But I'm just like, nope, this is gonna be
really in the middle of my salad of romance stories.
It's like really in front of my salad. But I'm like, this just sounds like so much fun. And it, like, so I like, so we get, what do you mean no lewd ending? There's no lewd here. Everyone just holds hands, and that's how babies are made.
I mean, you made this world. That could very well be. how they get made in this setting.
Exactly. But yeah, but like, there's all kinds of fun stuff. Like, she ends up making another friend with a girl who actually comes from Hajir, which the people from Gardenia and like the people from Hajir actually were like in a war up until like 10 years ago, because they were warring over trade routes, and they're like, but Hajir like kind of kicked Gardenia's butt, and Gardenia's still like very much smarting about it. They're like, how dare these sand dwellers be able to do crap? How dare they? And they're like, bro, what's wrong with you? Because I'm like, yeah, that's just how they are. They're just kind of terrible people. Yep. There we go. But like, it's like, I just like being able to like set stories like there. There's like, you know, there's like all kinds of stories up in this thing. Like, including like, there's even an isekai story in here, which always, because that's the one I'm working on right now. That like, it kind of makes me laugh because like, long story short, this is an actual world, but there was actually a little bit a while before a lot of the current stuff, where basically I forgot which country, but one of the countries actually made a deal with like an extra dimensional being, quote unquote, to allow these sentient beings to come and help them with their monster problems, you know. And what ended up happening is one of these players discovered like a demon guy, because she basically killed a guy who's trying to be a demon lord, but she killed him and inherited his cursed demon, which anybody that this demon is attached to goes insane, except for her, because what it does is that he drains your mana basically, or your magic, and then it kind of fills it up with his own, and it just drives you crazy. But the way she built her character is that she actually doesn't have that problem. She basically kind of has a kind of mana gate situation. She basically doesn't, she kind of has unlimited mana. That's the easiest way to explain it. So he kind of just never drains her, and he's just like, oh, that's different.
Well, okay. I guess I just live in here now. All right.
Yeah, so he just kind of becomes her demon butler because, of course, I'm that one weirdo. But the thing is...
Look, we all grew up with Kuroshitsuji. We know it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, nope, that is literally what that is. If anyone's like, isn't this just Sebastian? Yes. Yes.
We've all been there.
It's just Sebastian.
Let they who has never had a cringe-ass series that you were obsessed with as a teenager cast the first stone.
Yep. I'm just like, nope, this is just Sebastian. I'm not even gonna lie. And so basically but because he is a demon, he's just like, he actually gets to know her because she never goes insane like the rest of his owners did. And so he's just like, he ends up developing an obsession with her. You know?
Okay.
And then he's like, but what happens is on her side, her internet goes out for like 3 days. So she's unable to log in.
Oh no.
And he's like, but the thing is, for him, it was like almost a year because of time dilation. So he's just like, she's not.
Candidate freeze was activated.
She's like, wait, she can't be dead because I haven't transferred to anybody else. But where is she? Where'd she go? Will she ever return? And so he kind of went a little bit nuts. And so when she came back, she's like, yeah, my internet was out, which he has no idea what that even means. He's like, which means...
What is an internet?
He's like, so this could technically happen again. I must never let this happen again. So he ends up like, every time she's logged off, he does experiments on people, isekaiing them to see what's the best way to do it. Because he basically literally just fuses people's souls with their character, basically, and just isekais them.
Oh no!
He does this to like 100 people.
Oh no!
And so once he gets there's basically a sliding scale of success. So some people do make it out better than others, you know. And like, so he finally gets it down to a science.
You realize you're also writing this as a fetish story, right?
I am. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yep.
Like, it's just, you know, I when I see a transformation fetish in the wild, I gotta be like, okay. No.
Yep.
I just pull someone aside. Okay, now.
Yep. Yep, that's exactly what that was.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're gonna know what you're getting into. Okay, we're good.
Yep, I fully acknowledge that's exactly what this is. And like, so he finally gets it down to like a science, and so when she like logs in like the next time, that's basically when he like isekais her. But like, because of her build and the way she does magic and all that, she ends up being unconscious for like 500 years. So he ends up going even more nuts, you know. But thankfully, because she's physically there, he won't do any more forced isekais on people, you know. And like. And like, so when but the thing, she has no idea any of this stuff happened. She has no idea there's a random bunch of isekai people. She has no idea that she's been asleep for like 500 years, you know? And like, because the isekai
you've now created a side setting within the side setting where now there's this other story with a bunch of people displaced into like random ass avatars. Yep. So you gotta, okay, well now we gotta Kill Bill style find out who did this shit.
It's hilarious because like some of the people, because again, these are people who like, some of these people maximize their characters and stuff, so some of these people actually caused a mini apocalypse and kind of destroyed the technology that allowed them to summon people there to play the game in the first place.
Oh no.
Yep, so
I hate when the servers go down.
Yep, they destroyed the server.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, Bavine, hello. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome.
Hello.
But yeah, she, and again, these are things that she will actually deal with later, because she has no idea all this crap happened. Like, there's actually, like, some people who are literally, like, have like passed, like, so because like some of these people they did get turned into their characters, so some were humans, some were like immortal beings or whatever, you know. This one guy literally passed down the rage of getting isekai to like his children to hunt down who did this.
Like, oh yeah, these kids were born here, they're first generation isekai protagonists.
Yep. Like first generation.
Oh my God.
Like isekai, just like, this sounds really funny for her to deal with later, because she has no idea that there's like some people who are like out for blood to kill her, but they don't know who it is.
Yeah, it's been 500 years. That's, oh my God, like 100 years is what, maybe 2, 3 a generation's what, like 20 something years?
Yeah,
that's like around 4 or 5 generations I think you could fit. Maybe more like 3, but that's still like 15 generations if you have a normal human lifespan.
Exactly. There's like some people like got roped into stuff, like all kinds of weird, like this literally just kind of fundamentally just messed with the world, because you have like,
look man, this wasn't my character, I swear. I was doing it to catfish.
Yep. Like,
okay buddy, sure you were.
Yep. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is super, like, it's just super funny, because like not only do you see some of the descendants of some of these people, but some of them, depending on what they picked for their race, are still around. And they're just like trying to figure out the mystery of like, why and how did I get isekai'd? I don't understand. Because like this freaking demon literally just went up behind people and just isekai'd them right quick, so they never saw him.
Oh no.
Oh no. So just imagine someone literally just touches your back and you're suddenly in a different body.
Oh no.
Like, I'm just like, because like his name is Leo, but Leo's an asshole. He's like, because he's just like, he doesn't care how many people he like caused damage to, as long as his main lady's fine.
Oh my gosh.
And like, so when she finds out, she's like, well, I've got to be responsible, and he's just like, no you don't.
I mean, look, no one knows that you're technically responsible for this. We can just like, we can just go to Cabo or something. Fantasy Cabo.
Fantasy Cabo. This is like, the entire thing just makes me laugh, because it's like, to me it's just funny that all this crap happens, and she's just like, well, I should probably at least make sure most of them are okay. Like, or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's just like, but it takes a lot while for her to get to that point because she has no idea that this tomfoolery even happened. Like, she finds out in the most random way possible. He just drops it in casual conversation when they happen to spot one.
Oh no!
He's like, oh, I remember that one. She's like, remember one from where? He's like, oh, I brought him here. She's like, what? Like, I thought you just did me. He's like, oh, well, no, he was a test run. She's like, what?
Oh my god.
She was very upset. Just the entire thing was so funny. And she's just like, how many people? He's like, oh, about 100. She's like, 100. So she's just like, oh my god.
Oh, this is so good.
Like, so she's trying to find these people. She's trying to avoid, like, this evil cult. Oh, bother indeed. Like, there's an evil cult out to steal her demon from her. Like, all kinds of stuff. Because they're like, we believe that he might actually be our demon lord. And he's just like, whatever. Like he isn't,
Look,
but
man, Look, man, I'm retired. I don't do shit anymore. I'm just a wife guy now.
He's like, look, I'm fine being this very sexy lady's butler. I don't need to be doing any of this crap. But he's still a demon. He's low-key evil, and the only thing that keeps him from being completely unhinged is her presence, and it just makes me laugh. Because, like, she's, like, neutral good, so she's not super goody two-shoes, but she's like, I don't want anybody to, like, you know, screw me over later, so I should probably do something. Like, she's trying not to attract the attention of the frickin' church. Like, all that crap. Yeah, but on top of that, she's also kind of a hoe, so there's that too. Because of course, I'm like, look, this is BS wish fulfillment. There is no quality to be had here, only garbage. No quality, only garbage. I don't have anything good here.
That's the semi-Enigma guarantee.
Exactly, top quality garbage, only for you.
You sure you're not a raccoon?
I mean, I might be. Like, this is actually just a really good disguise. I'm actually wearing, like, several trench coats and, like, a coat rack.
Just a stack of raccoons.
Yep. That's all I am in here.
That sounds like a fucked up introduction to a film noir character. She walked into my office. She was a tall drink of water, approximately 8 feet tall, all legs and getaway sticks. She had the kind of figure that you could only get if you wrapped up 12 raccoons in a large trench coat and tied around the waist for an hourglass effect.
I kind of want to see that be a thing. So great. Oh my god, that just sounds so beautiful. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, okay. And let's see here. Let me do this right next so I can actually color it.
I really do feel you though about the world building element. Like I think that's one of the reasons why I'm still agonizing over what I want to do for my my second stream RPG group. Because like on the one hand, I've got a setting in Changeling the Lost where I just like took a deep dive one summer years ago and was like, okay,
yeah,
I've decided to hyperfixate. This is going to be everything that I have to show for the month of July.
Right.
So I have all of that, but like it's also makes it kind of super like super dense. And like I worry that there's just not going to be any real sense of like accessibility for the average person or like the potential player to really get invested in. Whereas on the other hand, I've got something like Scion where I love it because it's like, okay, you took the most fun parts of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, mashed those with the fun parts of American Gods. And like there's all these established characters that like they are the myth people. We all have them. We all know them. We all love them.
Yeah.
Or hate them. But it's like at the same time, it's so much about like the individual player characters that it's really difficult to like pre-plan anything until I know exactly who would be playing.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Like, it's just one of those. There we go. But like, I definitely do get that. It's like, you know, you want to make sure it's like a fun time for everybody, but like, you also don't want to like overplan. Overplan either, because like, players are like, you know, this sounds great and all, but I want to go do this weird random thing over there you didn't plan for. You know? Just like
exactly, yeah.
Like, they be doing that. Like, I don't even, like, DM or anything, and I know that. I'm just like... Well, no, because I technically... Like, my weird RP with, like, my roommate still has that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if both of you are, like, storytellers in that, and also the characters, yeah, I think that counts. That's still... You are in a DM-like position.
Yeah. And like I remember we actually had this very in-depth talk about it, where basically she's like, look, I understand that you know you got all these cool smart hints and stuff, but I kind of dumb, and you know sometimes I don't see your breadcrumbs. I'm like, bro, I literally dropped the entire bread store. She's like, yeah, and I still didn't see it. I'm like, oh damn. Like, she's like, look, sometimes you're gonna have to drop the entire city block for me to see what's going on here. I'm like, okay. Like, or just literally be like, you need to go over there. Like, the sheer amount of times I had to say, you just need to go over there. She's like, oh, okay. Like, it was so funny. I'm just like, you're my best friend. I love you, but dear Lord, why are you like this? But sometimes that's how it be, you know. I think like if you just kind of like, you know, I'm pretty sure if you just do like the main stuff, like I think you'll probably be fine. Like it's like you're a creative person, you're like very legit.
Oh, thank you. By the way, if you end up with availability, you're welcome at either.
Ooh, nice.
Because I still don't fucking know which one I'm gonna do. Because I'm an indecisive little hoe that will, given the opportunity, just do both of them. Which I gotta point the spray bottle inward when that happens.
Point the spray bottle inward. That's definitely a mood. Hey Kai, hello. How are you doing? I am being normal today, as usual. That's like my favorite response. Is like, I'll be normal today.
You know, the usual amount of semi.
Yeah.
A very normal amount.
A super normal amount. Oops. Stop that. There we go. Haha. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just like making like a bunch of stuff because I can't ever just concentrate on one thing for too long, apparently. Like, I have the hardest time doing it. I will be like, that's why I have like a revolving roster of projects that I just do, where I will literally just kind of circle about a lot of stuff, so that way I can just kind of like, so that way I don't always just kind of veer off into the sunset doing like a completely new thing every single time. Because if left alone, I will be that weirdo and I will do that. Like, I will
I get that, absolutely. Like, I'm sitting at my table and looking at, okay, there is the book of me trying to slowly relearn Japanese. There is my equipment for when I remember maybe twice a week, hey, I wanted to work out more. There's the cookbook journal I have for all the cooking that I'm trying and sometimes doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like some fun times right there. Like, I don't remember do anything.
Yeah, that's a mood.
Let's see. Okay, I am... Even though it took me forever because I kept laughing all the time, I am almost done.
Cool.
Let's see here. This came out so cute. That is so adorable. Let's see here.
Flattery will only get you everywhere.
There we go. You're so fun to draw. I'm probably gonna draw you more after this because I actually like.
Oh.
Because like the thing is like people don't know, but like one of the reasons I like to do like these is because like once I draw someone once, I have a way easier time like doing it later. So that's one reason I kind of try to like draw fan art of people is because then it just makes it way easier for me to draw them later.
Honestly, that's kind of an aspirational thing to hear because like sometimes I designed my own character. I drew everything on this model, but it's like, okay, well, okay, what's on the drawing docket today? I could draw any of these other characters that I've never drawn before, or I could draw this bitch again, I say, pointing at the mirror in front of me. Oh, God, this bitch with her overcomplicated design. Why does she have so many stitches? What are you trying to prove, huh?
Such a nice design, though. Like, it's just so cute. Like, cause cause I say, I'm like people are like, ah, no, I'm like, no. As someone who actually draws people's characters on the regular, you know, like I draw other people's characters all the time, and not many people have really good designs. I'm just saying. Like, some people need some help. You know, yours is actually really cute. Like, it has just the right amount of complexity to it to like kind of make it a challenge, you know. So that's what I like really like about it, because I'm like, you know, like it's just enough where it's like challenging, but it's not where I'm like groaning like, oh my god, what is even happening? You know, like it's just a really nice like mix of the two. Like it's just so cute, and then you have like a really nice silhouette too. Like my silhouette is actually awful because I have so much freaking hair.
You know that would be a fun little like party game to play, like just who's that Pokemoning a bunch of VTuber silhouettes.
Oh my god, that would be super cute. I would love that. That'd be adorable. Let's see here, and let me just do my overlay here. There we go. There. Because I just want to make your eyes pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Waha. Let's see. What did you want for like a background color? Because I usually do like, I usually default to blue, but I could do any other color.
Let's see. Let's see, there's a lot of purple, a lot of green. I tend to, I guess, go for sort of woodlandy or fairy tale-y kind of motifs when I do have to figure out backgrounds for myself.
Let's see. Let me come with something here. There we go. Like the queen of crappy backgrounds.
Oh gosh, you do perfectly good backgrounds. You actually do backgrounds. That's a lot more than many artists can say.
Oh yeah. Like backgrounds are like, they're kind of, I think it's probably because they're a little bit intimidating. Because they're like, they're intimidating, they can like, you know, they make things really annoying. Okay, there we go. That works with her. Wait, that's all too straight over there. With my amazing 1-point perspective.
Again, that's one more point than most people will have.
Okay, and let me go back here and make this. Put this down here. Okay. Let's see.
Make that a little. Make that a little. Thinner at the tip.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to.
Oh, for anyone who has been wondering why I've just been kind of sitting here with a tablet, sort of flailing my hand around occasionally. I've also been working on, very slowly working on lining an old sketch of Simi. I managed to get through the hair, the face, the horns, which, you know.
Yeah, the horns the horns are kind of a number, not gonna lie. Let's see.
It's a lot more than I was expecting to get away with in lining.
Yeah? Wait, I have like a billion brushes for this. And let's see. And
it's always so interesting to see like how other artists use the same tools. Like we're both working off of Clip Studio Paint, but it's just interesting seeing how different the setups are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like I tried to like I've used my brushes constantly. Like I'm just like, oh nope, you're not gonna get any. You're gonna just kind of get some BS over here. There we go. Okay. Yep. I don't need that much. There we go. And yes, I think that looks pretty nice. Let's see. Where's my... There it is. With my different weird layer options that I almost never use. There we go.
So do you post your stories anywhere?
No. Like, most of them are honestly just my, are actually just, like, an absurd amount of Word documents that I have. I actually do want to start, like, writing them. Like, they're gonna be terrible, but I'm like, you know what, these are gonna just be free, online, you know? I might, start posting them under a terrible alternative account. I don't know. But, like...
I mean, I think it would be fun to look at regardless. Like, it's like you said, everyone loves trash, you know? It doesn't have to be good. People will still enjoy it.
Pretty much. Like,
in fact, when it comes to writing, I would think actually a lot of people sometimes really enjoy trashy writing way more than good writing.
Yeah, because like there's actually this one, like there's a lot of comics that are basically like, that I read, they're just literally self-insert Mary Sue fan fiction, but they're self-aware enough where it's not annoying. Stop honking me. Like, and that's what I kind of want to be, where I'm just like, you know what? Look, I know this is exactly what this is. If you want some good literature, don't come here. This is literally just self-indulgent fanfics where I just want to see this situation that I have yet to see. The closest thing I've seen to this is dude gets isekai'd and starts being a waffle stomper, and I'm just like, no, I want to see something else, please. Anything? No.
I don't think I've ever heard that phrase before.
Oh, waffle? Waffle stomping?
Yeah, what? What?
Basically like that. I forgot like where like we coined it from, but like that's when like we use it in D&D where you have the the murder hobos go around just killing and destroying everything because they just want to feel powerful for 2 seconds, you know. Well, this was basically the same thing, except the guy in question will basically be like, oh well, I'm isekai'd into this world, and like I want to be powerful without any type of challenge inside or outside, so I'm just gonna, just go around killing people with no consequences and getting ladies and whatever, and just destroying everybody. And I'm just like, okay, sure, whatever. And so we just called out waffle stomping, where they're just like being kind of dumb. Like, it's very dumb. That's a very dumb thing. That's just kind of what we just started calling it. I don't even understand, honestly. We just call it a very weird term.
Fun. It's fun and silly and, like, sometimes bad, stupid power fantasies should just be called out for what they are, dumb and silly.
Yeah, which, when they're, when you acknowledge that they're dumb and silly, I think that's what makes them better, because you're just like, look, I know for a fact that in real life this is not a thing. I just want to read a story where a dude has no problems whatsoever and gets all the ladies by looking at them funny, or some crap.
You love the idea of looking at them funny, though. Like, no further context.
Yep.
We don't know if it's, like, even a remotely attractive look. It's just...
Yep.
Sir, where is your eyebrow going? How are you making this expression, sir?
It's like it doesn't...
You're upsetting the children.
Upsetting the children! Yes, that's all the context you get. It's just, he's looking at them funny, and there you go. But yes, there you go. So, and don't worry, I will give you this. Did you want to post this on Twitter, or did you want me to post and tag you? Whichever you prefer.
I'm good with either. Let's see. Let me make sure I've got my own ding dang art tag. Yeah, I think it's B-Doodles.
B-Doodles? Let me write that down.
All one word. Well, I mean, it's a tag. I guess there's not really an option for it to be more than one word.
Wait, is it B-E-E or B-E-A Doodles?
B-E-A Doodles.
Okay, hashtag B-E-A Doodles. Okay, cool. And we were, is Adora actually streaming now? Good.
Yes, it looks like I've had her stream on mute, but judging by the fact that she has a bunch of JPEGs of men she's attracted to in what looks like a Google Docs page, I think she's giving some sort of TED Talk presentation.
TED Talk, yes. Let's see, and her name was Night. Let me put that down. Night Adora. Let's see here. Let me make sure because I always like to. It's all one word. It's a it's a KNIGHTADORA. Okay, cool beans. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for today's glorious Artside Doodle. I hope you had fun. We're gonna go ahead and raid Night Adora because it is her birthday. You said, right? Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and raid her. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Don't worry, this Friday will be normal arting, so anybody who's saved up their points for doodles, that will be the time. I'll even turn on the redeem from the beginning for once. All right. Raid. But again, don't forget to follow B here. She is great. She is wonderful, as you can tell from this glorious, glorious stream. She's also really funny.
Thank you. I try.
All right. So, but yes, make sure to behave. I'm gonna go ahead and meet you in just a minute. Okay, bye everyone. Love you very much. Oh wait, I gotta do the raid message. Oh god. Well, we're all just say happy birthday. Just say happy birthday. All right. So happy birthday. Yes. Okay. Right. Yeeting. Bye. Goodbye. Off you go.
Bye.
Be free. Be free. Let me make sure everybody made it over.
In an Otome game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Yes.